Welcome, everybody. Another edition of the Stretch Run. Oldy and I were just talking. I don't even know the last time we did a show together. It's been kind of crazy. It's Friday. Happy Father's Day to all the dads. Oldy, happy Father's Day early. How you doing, buddy? Well, I can't hear
Doing
you.
pretty good, but I'm getting an echo.
Okay.
Is anybody else
Um,
hearing the echo, or is it just me?
yeah, let us know. Ron, Jeff, Mike, Scott, Wiz. Am I echoing? Is it on my end, Oldy? We'll see. Anybody? No echo. It's
I know
on.
what it is. Okay, I got it. It was
Okay.
actually that I still had the link up eh, in on Twitter, and it was playing with the sound on for some reason
Oh, okay.
and delayed.
Cool. It's good to see you, man.
Yeah,
It's been a bit. I'm glad to be back. We've both been kind of conflicts, traveling all over the place. Obviously, summer's coming. I'm sure we'll have some more of that. But Scotty's been awesome to jump back in. I know Chris has been always incredible to jump
yeah.
in. So, it's interesting. Did you see Scotty? He has this new account for EquinEdge breeders on
Yep.
Twitter. And there was a horse on there. It looked like from a recent one that maybe was purchased.
Yeah, no, I saw that he said he purchased at the OBS sale. He should have posted the GSR with it too, what the GSR tabs were.
I know he's using that like a
Yeah.
new little way from EquinEdge on the breeding side. Joe, welcome. Jeff, Leslie, we appreciate everybody. Yes, Ron, happy Father's Day, man, and everybody here. So a couple
Yeah.
days early, but we'll celebrate it. We'll cover obviously Gulfstream and Woodbine. Post times have changed, so we actually get like the whole card, which is or the back half of the 2/3
Yeah.
of the card. Tony, welcome. And then maybe we'll talk a little Belmont along the way to fill the gaps. And then Santa Anita, Oldie, the Santa Anita card I thought was interesting. I actually did not handicap the pick five. I didn't look at the whole thing, but I did look at the first few races, and I think that it's an interesting sequence for the races. I thought.
I thought that was out of the sequences we're covering today, that was the sequence I was most interested in, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
Uh,
I'm not surprised to hear that. Like when I looked at it, it's going to be a good one. I think.
yeah, no, and it's a Baffertless sequence, which is always helpful too in providing value. I'm waiting on scratches, but it looks like scratches are now in. So, they're pretty deep fields too. They're not as shallow as some of the past fields we've seen at Santa Anita. So, they're kind of looking forward to it.
I just realized. I don't know if this will mess up the show, you all. I want to try to get off my Wi-Fi because it can be really choppy. I'm gonna try it, okay, Oldie? Like, because I have a hard wire, and let me see if it's gonna work. I hope it
Yeah.
works, you all, and this doesn't mess it up. We will see, though. Give me 1 second. Can you still hear me, Oldie?
I can, yes.
Sweet. Okay. It like just went right over, so I think we're good. All right. I just want to make sure, everybody. Sorry. So let's talk Belmont for a second. We don't have Woodbine for 10 minutes. I didn't necessarily look at this sequence, Oldie. Did you look at this race?
I did a little bit. I looked at the sequence overall. I thought Belmont today, card wide, looked like small fields and very chalky. Um, you have Chi-Town Lady here, who's a grade one winner, um, is only 35%, just missed against similar last time out. This is what I've heard being used as a prep for Saratoga with Chi-Town Lady. And then you have Rosebug, who um, has some speed and can rate. as well. And those two horses, I think, are pretty solid in this race.
Did you see on the tool? It has the wins are now highlighted.
Yep.
This just
Today.
happened, right?
Today.
Okay. Yeah.
Scotty, I saw Scotty confirm that for somebody on Twitter. So,
I was like handicapping this morning. I'm like, this is the greatest thing ever. So Hot Fudge is going to show some pace as well as Rosebug, right? This horse has the top GSR, and Hot Fudge has wins, right, in the low 60s. Didn't run great here in a 78, but I would assume that this horse fits as well.
I think you're pretty clustered in terms of those top three horses in pace number, the 6, 2, and the 1.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think that's going to push this race pretty fast. 68 is reasonable as a move up to a 70, but most 70s don't have a grade 1 winner in them either.
Yeah, right.
My only concern is I heard the horse maybe using this as a prep for Saratoga.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, the 5 probably going to be tough here, 35%, right? Top EquinEdge pick. To your point, won the grade 1 test here. This horse though it's interesting, right? Definitely has been facing better, but fairly inconsistent. You know what I mean? Like this horse has no speed, right?
Which is unusual for a Wesley Ward horse too.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, a much different running style for Chi-Town Lady. Let me we can't watch it, right? But it looks like are they at the post? Oh no, they're not even on the track.
Yeah, that's and they sealed the track, but the turf course is still listed as firm. That seems odd too.
Yeah.
Usually you seal the track and it looks like it might be raining there.
Mm-hmm.
I will say the 1 puts the bug aboard and can rate and is the long shot. That horse to me is interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the weather does look a little bit crappy, but they're obviously behind. So maybe we'll I'll have this screen on here. I do think the 5's probably tough, right, Oldie? But somebody like the Hot Fudge is, I guess I would just say, and this horse is gonna get the lead. I mean, Rosebug, right? I mean, third off a long layoff. This horse is running great. So it looks to be a fairly competitive race, to be honest.
To be honest, I think the E picks the 5, 2, and the 1 in a try. I feel good, pretty decent about that.
Do you think the 6 is just going to stop?
I think they'll push the 6 fast enough, and I'm not convinced the 6 gets the lead either because the speed's to its inside.
I mean, the 6 showed that it can rate back here, 4 back. That's a big layoff, right? It was on a layoff for 13 months basically, and then was facing way tougher. So, Lascano rides regularly for Linda Rice, right? He's probably been riding this horse, I would guess. Yeah, I guess a few back here. So, Well, we'll see here in a minute. Let's jump over to Woodbine, just since this Belmont race is going to be a bit. Oldie, there's no late pick 5 at Woodbine,
which is odd because they have 9 races. So typically, when it goes to 9, they do have it. I'm just wondering if it's missing from the. Let me just look at something real fast.
Yeah, I mean, maybe there's a pick 6, but there was no pick 5, which I thought was a little bit interesting. So,
yeah, and there's a couple pick 4s. I think the pick 4 starts the same leg as the pick 6, which is the next race, not this race, but the next race.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know, very strange.
It's Canadian legs.
Yeah. I love it. I thought there was some good races today, though. But what are we on, race 3? Oldy, I thought this one was a little bit tougher. I did think Baby Mo was a little bit interesting. I don't think that this 3-horse, it won on the lead, but I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be able to today. Baby Mo is probably going to sit off this horse in May, is going to get the first jump, right? But the 4-horse is taking all the money, but I didn't necessarily trust that this horse was going to be able to just come flying, late.
Yeah, so I actually played an early pick 5 here that started the previous race, and I was 1-4-5 here.
Yeah, I'm just looking at my notes. Like I wasn't really a fan of the 6. That horse is actually taking money, but
Yeah.
I even thought the 2-horse was a little bit interesting. Just from the perspective, it has been able to rate, but not. These races were verse. Did one in a 46, broke its maiden here, and then it's dropping in class though. It's dropping in SOR now, so. I thought this first race was the toughest of the next few races.
Well, I thought I really like the long shot here a little bit. 60 on the GSR line as well, and has gone this distance a couple times and hasn't really run well. Second off the layoff, just kind of feels like if the favorites don't win, to me, that this could be, one of those long shot races.
And
they
went off at Belmont. So let me get Woodbine. There's a few minutes. I'll unmute the sound here at Belmont. The 6 got an easy lead, Oldy.
The 4 who at Woodbine is, I think, 1-for-11 at the distance, is your current favorite there too.
Couple minutes. Hot Fudge got an easy lead though, Oldy. I was surprised.
Yeah, 24. That's a crawl.
2.5 more to Shy Town Lady. It's Hot Fudge who has the lead here by a length, with Rosebug and Mosienko heads apart second and third. Movie Moxie next in fourth. I
don't think the 5 is going to get there in this race.
Town Lady continues the trail, now moving up just a
Not
bit.
Looking like it, but she's starting to fire now.
Around the half and 47.
6 going to wire the field.
By a length and a half as Rosebug.
Actually, watch out for the 3. The 6 is going super wide.
Room on the inside for Rosebug and for.
Doesn't want to be on the rail for some reason, which is probably okay.
Hot Fudge who has the lead. Rosebug up to challenge now.
And 6 gonna win, man.
Mosienko and Chi-Town Lady.
Just too weak of a.
It is Hot Fudge who has the lead.
5 gonna get
the lead
probably third.
Start, and she's gonna win it here under Jose Lascano.
Like I said, might have been using that as a as a prep. And I actually heard that this morning was putting together a little pick 3 action here.
Yeah, I liked the 3-horse here in the 6. I would play.
What did I have in the 6? The 6th was in the 6th race or the
5th?
Yeah, I was 1, 3, 6, 7 there.
I'd play that for $12.
Race 6 is a mess, too.
I'm gonna try to get this in, y'all, before they go. I think I'm gonna miss it though.
You are. They're in the gate.
I see that. I'm gonna switch over.
You try to get it in while it's.
Nope. Too late.
Front showing some early pace near the inside. Mi Tormenta to join Cedar Valley in the center. And behind them, second last taken up is Baby Mo. And over on the inside, Simple Souvenir pushing through now as they bunch. But controlling the pace beautifully is Perret. Leads by a length.
6-2-5.
Cedar Valley second. And on the outside going up is I'll Take the Goal. Back on the rail now to fourth. Mi Tormenta. Off the inside, Simple Souvenir. And 3 wide is Baby Mo. They're wedged pretty tight as they race into the turn. And Ferret kicks on nicely by a length and a quarter. I'll Take the Gold. Cedar Valley is third. Simple Souvenir starting to move
We're
up
not
with Baby
winning.
Mo on the outside. And
Not
back to the
gonna
rear
happen.
is Mi Tormenta. Unchallenged in front, Ferret, and gets out a length and a half. I'll Take the Gold. Now Mi Tormenta sees daylight up the inside. Both Simple Souvenir and Baby Mo ridden along, and they're coming into it gradually, turning in front. Ferret, a wall of challengers. I'll Take the Gold on the outside. On the rails, Mi Tormenta. And down the outside, Simple Souvenir. The whip is out on Ferret, still in front.
Oh, you're gonna
And now
prove me
Simple
wrong.
Souvenirs
That horse
chiming
might
in
get
right
up.
down the
I
outside
don't
with
know,
I'll
you'll be
Take the
close.
Gold. And they sweep up to make a line of 3. And on the outside, Simple Souvenir
Oh.
narrowly. And the wins a Simple
Got up
Souvenir.
over the
A
top,
half a
Blake.
length. I'll Take the Gold second. Third for Red. Back fourth, Mi Tormenta. 1:11.17.
Well, Gulfstream race number 4 in 5 minutes, Oldy. Great. Somebody mentioned a little bit ago that it sounded like Gulfstream had some good prices early.
They did some big prices.
Was there?
Yeah, so you're, hold on, let me see if I can get it to come up here. Of course, it's not coming up. Hold on, let me see if I can refresh this thing.
I just
You're
tried
doing the
to,
same
so-
thing I'm doing. I think we might be down.
Tony,
no,
good
you-
luck, man. Oh, no, it's back. Oh, the 3 won the first race. Big price.
Yeah, see, I
We
didn't
will
get
mute
anything.
Mr. Geller. So the 3 wins the first, the 3 wins the second, oh, and then the 6. So they had a good price in the first race. Tony, what are you alive to? We'll root for you.
Yeah, of course.
I thought Oldie here looks like I was landing on the 2 and 3. Guardian Angel, the top EquinEdge pick, 36% to win. I did think the EquinEdge long shot. She's spiteful. It was interesting. This horse taking a lot of money at the moment. Bet down all the way to 92. Won a 54 maiden way back here, and then have been facing tougher. Didn't run great here, but what I would say is off the claim, you could probably forgive this. I thought this horse might run okay. I did think that Guardian Angel would be tough here, Oldie, though.
Yeah, no, I felt similarly to you in terms of it being the 2 being really tough here. I also, again, like the forwardly placed horses, like the 4 on the dirt. And then I thought the 3 had a really good look to it here. And, with the drop to 54 SOR and having just missed against similar was going to be interesting as well. You do have to factor in the Frederick Labo claim here away from D'Angelo and figure the horse will not run as well.
Tony, you have the 1, 4, and 6 at Gulfstream. This race, I mean, I hope you hit a price, man. This horse is going to be probably on the lead. It has shown the ability that it can come off the pace before.
Yeah.
I mean, it did win back here in a 56. Dropping in SOR, Zayas rides right off the claim. I hope that you get through here. I really do.
Yeah, no, I think you're, other than the 2, I think you're pretty well situated. Just depends what version of the 2 we get here, too.
And Tony, you singled in the last race. Who did you single? The 3?
The 3.
I thought this race was very tough. In my opinion, although this horse does have a big pace advantage, so I'm guessing maybe you singled the 3 racket. I don't know. I would say I don't know if I trust that the 3 is going to wire, but that is a big pace advantage. This horse, though, is 0 for 16.
And you don't usually, I'm speaking of you don't usually like horses on the lead going around a ground on the synthetic.
No, not unless you have a big pace advantage. I mean, can happen. But I mean, this horse, I mean, you look, right? It's been on the Tapeta. It didn't get an easy lead here, though, and got second in a 42. So but it got an easy lead here in a 46 on the turf and couldn't do it. So it could be tough, but yeah, I can see it, Tony. That horse has a big pace advantage, so good luck.
Yeah.
If it doesn't wire, though, like there's a ton of horses I feel like that can win this race. And you know, it's 0 for 16. I wouldn't be surprised, right? So somebody like the 4 horse, you know, I mean, maybe this horse shows a little more speed. I do think the 6 horse, I think, if I remember, yeah, has, you know, Zayas, and with Safi, I'm sure they'll be somewhat aggressive, but I think it's going to be interesting. Oldy, I think that horse is going to have to set fractions like in the 25s, right?
Yeah. No, I like the 6 horse as well. You know, the 5's really interesting to me potentially as well. Those were the 2 I liked there.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, maybe I'll play a pick 3 here. I'm just going to use the 2 and 3 Oldie. And I'm going to spread here just because I think that I don't think that that horse can easily wire. You know, I'd probably single the 2 and then I have to fix this because I grabbed your ticket. So
You don't think the 5 has a shot here for D'Angelo with the bug aboard?
I mean, it might. I mean, the jockey's name's Pinto. I don't even know who this is. Eduardo Pinto. I mean, this horse just broke its maiden. I mean, maybe. I think that's hard though, right? I mean, it's working well. I saw Oldie.
Yep.
You know, but that's tough in my opinion to like come off a maiden win like that. Would be my only concern.
I mean, to me though, it's not really. Look, this is not a terrific group of horses.
Yeah.
You know, the E morning line does recognize that there's some value there. You know, granted it's only 3%, but you know, I do look at the way it's working. I think it's going to show more speed. You know, and just looking, I don't think the 2 D'Angelo horses are going to get in a speed duel. So one of those horses is going to rate. It looks like the 1 can rate if it wants to. But there is a 5 pound weight advantage between the 2 D'Angelo horses and 10 pounds versus the 4 and the 6 as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I just what is this? Oh, okay.
They're
This
going
is
in the gate right now.
The start of the pick 5, correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay. I was just looking at my pick 5 ticket. I didn't use this horse, so I threw out the 6 in race 5. I mean, I just think that, I mean, when you look at the 2 horse, I mean, it's dropping big time. It didn't run awful in these races, but I mean, if this horse gets back to its maiden win, I don't know how they're going to beat the 2.
1 more horse to go in the gate, by the way.
Yeah, I got you.
They're at the post.
Unless the 2 gets caught up in a pace duel, though. And somebody's getting scratched. I can't tell.
The 1 busted the gate. The 3 hopped in the air. I don't know what happened to the 2. I think it just kind of hung out, it looked like.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if that was the 3 or the 4. And we're not even going to back. Oh, yeah, we are backing the 4 out.
Packed out 4 made for summer.
Going right back in, too. No vet inspection or anything.
Back in line she goes. Ready now.
Supposedly.
No, they backed back out.
Yeah, they backed the 4 back out.
Back out 4 made for summer once again.
Now it looks like the vet is inspecting.
Yeah, Jeff, I think that 2 is going to be tough to beat. I singled there in that pick 3. I think you can get some prices in those other legs.
Looks like a saddling adjustment being made here.
The 2 going to go off price, the big favorite here, I would guess. Currently 3-2. So
Yeah.
I just thought that horse looked tough from a class perspective. Gets the draw, won a nice maiden, gets the drop here. I didn't think a lot here, Oldie, which is where I thought, you talked about the 5. That horse
Up
might
goes
run a
Miguel
good race, to
Vasquez.
be honest, but I just don't. It may be tough to win here facing these.
Race 4, take 3. All set. And they're off. Good start at the fence for Flagwoman, who heads off for the early lead. Up between horses is Dove in Charge outside, and Made for Summer. Away in 4th, She's Spiteful. Off the speed, while 5th is Guardian Angel. The 2 out-kicked earlier, Puppet Master, and She Knows It All. Edgar Zayas and Flagwoman are the leader. They move to the half-mile point.
I don't think 5's running
Dove in
at all.
Charge second. Made for Summer is out sprinted and in tight now 3rd. At the inside, She's
Yeah,
Spiteful
that
is
horse
there
got
4th.
pretty
It's a
easy
big
lead,
gap,
the
5 or
one.
6 lengths.
Yeah.
Guardian Angel, who's 5th there, 2 better than Puppet Master, and She Knows It All is last. 22-3 for the opening quarter, less than 3 furlongs to run.
2's got
Dove
a
in
lot of work
Charge,
to
trying
do.
to tighten in on Flagwoman, who still leads. Flagwoman maintains the
Yeah,
lead. Now
that-
she's in front of
I-
2
very
length margin
slow
again.
break, like,
Dove in
coming out of
Charge
the
is
gate.
second. She's Spiteful is 3rd. Up to the outside, Made for Summer. Guardian Angel driven. She's got a lot to do and less than a quarter to do it. And Flagwoman has her mind on
She's gonna get
business.
upset.
Flagwoman
One's
just opened
gone. I
6
mean,
in a
nobody's
hurry.
gonna catch
And this
this
one's
horse.
over. Edgar Zayas and Flagwoman an 1/8 of a mile from home. And it's just a matter of how far they'll win.
Boom for
Guardian Angels
Tony.
rallied up into second from Dove in Charge 3rd. Flagwoman takes a knee and runs out the clock. She's a handy winner by as much as she wants, almost 10 in the end. Guardian Angel second, Dove in Charge.
Well, Tony, I hope you get your single. You made that. Yeah, 1 was gone, Mike. There wasn't even a race. I mean, I don't know what happened. I mean, the horse won by 10 lengths in a 35,000 claimer. Wasn't in the EquinEdge picks, Oldie, but it was second win percent. So
Right.
the 4 didn't press, the 6 didn't press, the 2 was 15 lengths back, like wasn't gonna happen. All right, Belmont race 4, Oldie. Are you a lot? Tony, what do you have in your pick 5 here? Are you singled? Did you play the pick 5 here, Oldie?
I did not know. I thought
Okay.
the section was too chalky to play.
Tony, who do you have in your pick 5? Five horse Oldie, big favorite, going to be on, up close to the pace, truculent, another Linda Rice horse. This horse, EquinEdge has this horse at 3-5.
Yeah.
Which is pretty wild, but getting back down to even money currently. Well, you have a lot of horses, so that's good. The 2, 4, 5, 6, and 7.
So at Laurel, here's an interesting horse. The 4 Swing Sammy, second time starter, second time turf. And I don't know if you noticed, instead of having the abbreviation, it's now listing the full track condition. So you're seeing fast or firm up top there. That's a change today too.
Oh, I see that. Yeah. Huh. That's cool. You said the 4 horse Swing Sammy, 73 GSR, second time turf. Yeah.
Second, yeah.
Maybe this horse can improve.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily saying this horse is a winner. I think the one's pretty good here. I actually like the long shot as well. The 7.
That horse not taking any money. Quality
Yeah.
art. Off the claim, Toledo jumps aboard. Well, he rode last out, but I mean, this horse, I wouldn't be surprised to see this horse shouldn't be 11-1, Oldy. I mean, not at all.
Right. Exactly.
I would guess that the 7 horse, that horse probably going to hit the board, right? If anybody can beat the 12 horse, the exactor try is going to pay really good.
Yeah, and if you look, so the 7, you're going from a low percentage trainer too, and you nearly won against similar, and now you're going to a much higher percentage trainer here.
Yeah. No, that horse definitely live.
And you're getting Toledo too. The granted it's only in 10 rides, but the jockey trainer combination is 50% on the 7. I brought that up because I knew that was coming up before Belmont, and it was something I think we can watch too. If they gave it to us on the.
No, it's on there. Yeah, the exotics, if the 12 horse from that post, could be tough, Oldy. I'll be curious to see what happens. The 12 has no speed from out there. So in my mind, that's a vulnerable favorite at even money, being way out in that post with no speed, right? At the same time, the rail's at 70 feet. I mean, look how far the rail is. Look at the rail. It's on like a second turf course.
Yeah, it looks like they split up their turf course today.
Mm-hmm.
Too far.
Well, good call. I put a little win play show on the 7, Oldy. So good eye. Let's get this thing. I think gonna run a good race.
I did hear, by the way, that Gulfstream's done for the season with turf racing.
Yep, I heard the same. Tony, we'll jump back to GSR if we get back to Belmont. We'll watch this race at Laurel. Belmont coming up in 4 minutes if we have enough time.
And they're off. Runaway Storm was out first from the gate. Here's Liam Shuffle back there. Here's Zibon moving along into the second spot. To the outside, Nunga Parbat is the third. Quality Art
showed more speed than I expected.
Outside, Hard Traveler, the gray, is going to be 3-4.
Ended up pulling back and getting over.
They move into the turn and back to too far east as west. Settle about 5 lengths off the early pace. On the inside there here's Liam, and followed by Martini Martin, who's worked over to the 2 path as they run the first turn.
Pretty quick pace for 9 furlongs. Too.
In the back of the pack with Major Nelson trailing the field. About 14 lengths will cover front to back. They race down the back stretch now, and Runaway Storm is the one to catch. Runaway Storm settled into a steady beat. Leads it by 2 lengths from Hard Traveler, second, and Zivon racing in third. Nunga Parbat, fourth. Quality Art is traveling 5th position, a length and a half more. Here's the favorite. Too Far East is West, is 7 lengths on that pacemaker. And then on the outside is Swing Sammy. Here's Liam down to the inside under some pressure. Martini Martin, and now and later still is about 8 to make up. It tries to rally the far outside for the back. And Charlie the field is Major Nelson. Far turn run, 3.5 furlongs left to go. Runaway Storm leads the way. Runaway Storm at 2-length lead. Hard Traveler, Zebon right there.
Nobody else really
and
moving.
Swing Sammy's worked up to 4th position now.
Seven's moving the fourth's kind of pumpy now. The 7's running well Oldy on the inside, but
is yet to kick. Has 8 to make up at the top
really
of the stretch. They turn for home, and it's Runaway Storm. Runaway Storm asks the question. Opens up 2.5 lengths on Zebon, who's charging harder to drive his second. It is still Runaway Storm with a furlong left to go from Zebon. Now, Too Far East is West is getting into gear. It's maybe too late. It's going to be Runaway Storm. Too Far East is West. Runaway Storm and Sheldon Russell in the front running masterpiece to win it from Too Far East is West. Zebon was
all the rail. 70 feet made that look easy for the 3 horse.
That, and they even though the opening quarter was fast, the second quarter was very slow.
Yeah.
Nobody pressed the 3 and got a big breather.
All right. Belmont race 4. Tony, good luck. Wet GSRs, people were asking. So the 6 is okay at 71. The 7 has a 67. The 4 definitely goes down, it looks like. So that horse might be TBD. The
8
2 goes down. The 5 goes down. It looks like the 6 and 7 have the top wet GSRs, I would say, would be my opinion. Musical Heart, the source can be near the lead, you know, up there with the pace with the 5 and the 6. But looks like one on a good track here ran okay, right? The 6 source, it raced on a sloppy track, 3 back at 8 furlongs. Ran 4th in a 62.
I will say there's 0% chance that racetrack, the way I'm seeing it right now, it should be rated as fast.
I mean, the 6, I'm, 74, right? I mean, this horse has a good GSR, and the wet GSR says, drops a little bit. But, yeah, I don't know how that's fast, Oldy. It looks pretty, it looks wet.
It does, yes. It looks very good would be putting it nicely. It looks sloppy to me.
Looks like they're not, I'm looking over, they're not even approaching the gate yet.
Well,
So
I'm going to use that time for a quick pit stop then.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, Jeff, I would say the 6, right, has a 71 on the wet versus 74 normal. The 7 horse, though, has a similar wet number as a regular, not taking much money. Moreno Rides has the apprentice jock for Jacobson. And then the 5, when you look at the wet GSR there, 61 normal drops down to a 56. So I always like to see as a horse, how is it done? It didn't run really well at all here in the mud. It's really its only try. But, in the 7, did race on a good track way back here in the beginning of the year. It ran 2nd in the 62. So, but 6 and 7 for sure would be the top wet numbers. But Tony, good luck. I hope you beat the 5. I mean, that horse is taking a lot of money. Mr. G, my G bigger. You need the 5. Tony, you have a lot of horses. My G, you have a pick 5. You need the 5. A pick 4 or a pick 5. But Scott, yes. Tony, I wouldn't be surprised to see the EquinEdge long shot win for you. Good luck to your 3, Tony. That horse has big pace advantage. Looks like they're approaching the gate. I will turn the sound on since we can't watch it. I'm rooting for the 7 for you, Tony.
We're now approaching the starting gate.
Six horse, 12%. 5, Linda Rice here. This horse won last out, comes off the claim. Small little layoff, but
Waiting now for
system really likes. We'll have to see if this horse likes the track, though.
Yeah, because the wet GSR, it didn't seem like it would.
I'm betting $10 on the 7, Tony. I hope it wins for you. It would be a good price.
They're in the gate.
2.
And they're off. Mucho Sunshine and Al Cools. Al Cools grabs the lead. Mucho Sunshine and Truculent are 2nd and 3rd. And then comes Musical Heart next in fourth. Higher Quality on the inside in fifth. Then comes a Royal Realm and a break of 5 back to Forever Wicked.
7 wants to just go. Jockey's
Al Cools leads
completely
here by
trying to.
Mucho Sunshine.
I think the 6 might be tough on the lead too.
On the outside from third, a little tough to handle there, Musical Heart. Down at the
A
rail
little.
is a truck
7 is
favorite.
a complete
Right
mess.
alongside.
Wants to go. The
On
jockey's
outside
strangled
is
it.
For Higher Quality. The quarter went at 23 and 4 over the fast and sealed track with Al Cools maintaining the lead here. Al Cools by 2. And then it's Musical Heart and Mucho Sunshine, with Musical Heart taking second. Mucho Sunshine down at the rail in third. Higher Quality on the outside is fourth. Truculent is fifth, more than 5 lengths from the lead. Then comes a Royal Realm and a farther back Forever Wicked. All chasing Al Cools around the half and 47 and 1. Al Cools half length. Musical Heart in second. Higher Quality continuing to advance. And now Truculent is on the move from a fourth as Mucho Sunshine drops out of it. 3/4 in 112.
Looks like the 7 might be getting turned away.
Higher Quality ranges.
Yeah, 7. Jockey strangled the horse. Has no chance.
Truculent as they come through the stretch. It is Al
6.
Cools
I
trying
think
to
the
hold
6
on.
gonna might hold on here.
Truculent out in the middle of the track. Al
5
Cools
is starting to
leads
find a
by
little
2.
bit, but I
Higher
think it's too
Quality is
late.
all out on the outside
Yeah.
and gaining ground.
Oh
It is
no.
Al Cools
Come
and
on,
Higher
6.
Quality, and the two of them will come on
Get
down to
up.
the finish together, and it is, it's fairy time.
Oh,
That's a Friday, folks.
I mean, I think the 2 was ahead, but the 6 might have put the nose down.
Tony, I'm hoping I didn't see your chat. Sorry. Yeah, I was the 6, buddy. That was close. I hope that it got up. It's going to come down to who got the bob. I couldn't call it. I don't know, Tony. I can't call that one for you.
No way is that track fast.
No, it is not, Oldy. That is correct. I'm with you. Jeff slammed beers through the race. Oh, Tony, buddy. That the 2 got
Sorry, Tony.
Insane bob. That was sick. The 2-1, Tony. Got just an insane bob. A good race, but thought the 6 was gonna hold on there.
Number 2, Higher Quality was third.
All right, back to regular programming at Woodbine. All right, Oldy, what are we? I thought this sequence was kind of interesting. I'm not going to play a pick 6, but
remember your pick 4s here are 20 cents also.
Yeah, let me. I really liked the 3 and 6 here. I know. Let me see. I'm trying to remember. First time starter 3 horse. I thought this horse was interesting in race 6. You have a lot of losers, obviously.
So the second choice, the 7, I didn't like at all in race 6.
Yeah, I cut the horse. I'm with you.
But I thought the 2, whose top pace and top G or second GSR was interesting. The horse has never gotten the lead before, and maybe it gets brave on the lead.
I could see it. 4's burned a bunch of money, is 0 for 12.
Yeah.
I mean, this was a tough race. I thought race 6 was. Race 7, I thought was a bit tough too. I mean, a few of these maiden races, I struggled with, Oldy, because just really anything could happen.
And you have this 10 who's got a big GSR advantage, but had the same GSR on synthetic and didn't run at all. And he's getting, a little bit of class relief, but not much.
I mean, the thing about that though, it's first time turf, right? Man, I'm looking at all my notes and I don't know.
I mean, the system wants the 1, 5 wants the picks. But I just don't know if I don't know if any of these horses want turf.
Dr. David, in handy view, you can see the wet GSR. So if you click on a horse, this won't matter because this is Woodbine, but click on GSR plus right here, and then you can look at wet. It only applies for dirt though, not turf, but dirt. But you go in handy view, right? You click on the horse, click on GSR plus, and then you can see it there. Oh, I don't know here. How much time we got? Oh, there's still a couple minutes. I thought the 3 was going to be tough here. Top EquinEdge pick, 18%. I also like the long shot though, Oldy. I wasn't really a fan of the 7 or the 8. They were okay.
I like the 6 a little bit.
Here in race 5.
Race 5 and the 6 and the 1 were the other ones that I liked that you didn't use there.
Yeah, no, I have the 6. It's 6 and 3.
I'm sorry, the 1.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I mean, I know that horse can be on the pace, on the lead, but I don't know. Maybe since it's 20 cents, maybe I just want single. Maybe that's what I'll do. I feel like these 2 maiden races though are just a mess, man.
Yeah. Well, and it was like this yesterday at Woodbine too, where they had horses running on the synthetic, horses running on the turf, all that didn't seem to make any sense where they were running. Like the average GSR was like mid 40s yesterday.
I mean, Woodbine is so tough. I mean, I think that's what makes it so hard. You like the 7 in race 5. I mean, I could see that. I was trying to beat that horse though as the favorite. I thought that maybe you could the 3 though is second favorite. I guess the 1 is the second favorite. The 6 horse though, I thought, Oldy, I mean, you mentioned love of the game. I thought that horse was really interesting. It's gonna get some pace to chase. I thought the 6 horse. Like, I mean, I don't think there's anything special on some of these other horses.
No, I think there's some clustered pace here, which sometimes can produce fast paces even in races where you don't have fast horses. I had eliminated the 8 completely out of the, like I had used the eliminate button on the 8 altogether there as well. So is that your pick? Is that your pick 5 then? Or pick 4, I mean?
4? I think so, but I'm trying to figure out. So 3, 4, 7 I got rid of. We talked about that horse. I think you need the 10. There's no, the 6 is the long shot. I mean, this horse is 2%, but I don't, this race is a mess. I think I would cut more here, I guess.
Like, I think you went all there just because you didn't have a feeling. But, for me, it would be the E picks and then the top 2 GSR. So I would play something like 1, 6, 8, 9, 3, 6, 1, 2, 4, 10, 1, 3, 5, 9, 10.
I just, all the 1, 2, 3, 5, 9, 10, 11. I guess I just cut everybody
They went
else.
off, so.
Oh, okay.
Take a chance, the rail. Out in front by a length to Malibu Secret on the rails is Halley's Hero in 4th. Then Dixie Giant, Forrester's Turning Combative, move up on the outside. And 2 lengths away last, Sea Scout. Running down towards the home bend in front on the inside. Take a chance. The outer Alicia's Kid right behind them.
Looks like he's got horse, just nowhere to go.
Followed by Dixie Giant, Forrester's Turn. In the stretcher, Malibu Secret ranging up to take a chance. And going up on the inside is Halley's Hero. But Malibu Secret's gone to the front and trying to come through now. Halley's Hero's doing that on the inside. And battling away is Take a Chance as Halley's Hero on the inside has reached the lead and come clear. In second placing, Malibu Secret, Take a Chance, Dixie Giant. Halley's Hero, Amanda Vandermesh will go on and win nicely. Halley's Hero by a length and a quarter, Malibu Secret. A show photo, Dixie Giant pushing through with on the outside, Take a Chance. The rest headed by.
Take a chance. Take a chance.
Yeah, I mean, that horse, we didn't talk a lot. I mean, that would have, It's funny looking at my notes. That'd have been that was like my top pick just based on looking at this. Maybe I should just focus on win bets, Oldie.
I've been in a pick 5 slump lately. I want to say 8 of my last 11 pick 5 tickets have died in the first leg.
All right, Gulfstream race 5. We'll cover the pick 5 at Gulfstream, right, Oli? I know you put a ticket. I put a ticket together.
Yep.
Tony, you are singled to the 3. I wish you luck, my brother. I think that horse can wire, but I do worry about the pace. And if that horse is going to be able to go slow enough, Perez is going to have to give the horse like a really good ride and not let the horse just wing it, because if it does, it's going to get caught, I would say, but we will see, Oldie. The 5-horse Dollar Bill is taking a lot of money from a 15-1 morning line, bet down to 4-1.
Yeah, no, and that may be a case of it being lightly raced more than anything else, because it did not run well in the one attempt on synthetic, and the SOR is going up. So unless the horse has moved forward significantly, I don't expect much from that horse.
I thought the most interesting horse to me, Oli, was D'Antonio, the 8 horse, mainly because it's going to get a pace set up. It's 16%. I mean, this horse is 0 for 9, but right. I mean, with the 3s, 0 for, what's the 3? 7, 0 for 16. I mean, none of these horses have really proven very much. The 1 horse too, but I think this horse, if the 3 just goes too fast, or if anybody puts some pressure there, this horse could pick up the pieces on the PWC back here in a 44, nearly won, right? Ends up getting second through a DQ, but had been on the turf, is definitely racing much better here on the Tapeta track.
Was the 4 a late scratch that the long shot didn't update?
Probably. Let me refresh. Yeah, it's still, it was a late scratch. I do know that because it was, I just pulled it off the screen when we flip back over, but I thought the 8 was the most interesting here. I do think Belly of Jelly, the 1 horse with Miggy, rides back. This horse is lightly raced. Like, it is dropping, could end up running okay, but good luck, Tony, on your 3 horse.
Yeah, good connections. I think the 7's a little interesting too, taking note of the fact that Michael Lerman has drawn Edwin to ride there.
I'm taking the 8. I think this horse might get some pace. We'll see.
All right, let's see what happens. And it probably will end up being the Saffy horse, just because. Though I haven't seen an apology yet from.
The 3
that
didn't
doesn't
even get
seem
the
good
lead.
for the 3. Didn't even attempt to.
Interesting. Well, I mean, the pace here will be interesting then, Oldie.
Yeah.
Now the 3 is going to get caught in between.
Who's the jockey on the 3? Edgar Perez should know better than what he's doing. But I guess it's still 25. He's choking that horse back too. That horse wants to go.
Oh, sorry, I didn't pull up the tab.
Jelly is now 3rd. Networking is 4th. D'Antonio moves into striking position for Morelos. He's in the blue blinkers, moving up on the outside. And Dollar Bill.
I think the 7 and the 8 are sitting in great position right now.
Flat as they leave the backstretch and move on to the 4 turn. Racket leads by a length and a half. Carson is 2nd. Belly of Jelly 3rd. D'Antonio and Networking are next. And Dollar Bill is last. Around the 4 turn at the 3 furlong point. Racket.
Nobody's really coming.
Racket at the 5/16 leads by 2.5. Carson is 2nd toward the rail. Belly of Jelly is now 3rd. D'Antonio and Networking are next. And Dollar Bill begins to warm to the task. Still plenty of hopes here. 3 quarters and 13 flat. Off the turn and the stretch drive. Racket has the lead while working off the inside. At the rail networking down the center, it's D'Antonio from between horses. Belly of Jelly. Carsona's with them. There's an 1/8 of a mile to go.
Tony,
Racket's
I
trying
think
to
you're
get
gonna be
home.
okay.
Belly of
We'll
Jelly
see,
is
though.
still
It's gonna be
charging.
close,
Carsona's
buddy.
third. Racket's still there. Belly of Jelly still trying. Dollar Bill late
Oh
on the
my gosh.
outside. Through it all. Racket holds
Boom.
on.
Let's,
Racket
congrats, Tony. Good
Jelly
call.
second, then Dollar Bill.
That was close. He needs to go. Tony, I think that, the one, he tried to like set slow fractions, right? And the I'll pull it back up so we can see it.
Well,
But he
what's
tried to-
interesting was the 3. Am I looking at the right race? The 3 went off at 1-1.
Well, I think everybody else saw the same thing just from a pace advantage. I mean, the horse was 33%, like 2-1 morning
Yeah.
line or 9-5. But I mean, I think everybody expected that horse to wire the field. The one ran, we talked
Yeah.
about the one last minute, but it ran a big race, was coming there, just,
At the 1-1 that they, that would have paid $40,000.
in the pick 5.
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy. There's the 6-1 at Woodbine.
Got
Let's
Monmouth
see.
here. We got, if we want to do some quarter horse, we have Rosito Downs.
Ruidoso. This is,
Ruidoso,
the
sorry.
system is so good at quarter horses, Oldie.
I know. And we got
so-
first-time starters too.
Yeah, I mean, you have a 2-year-old maiden special race here. The pace is your friend. My only comment would be a lot of these pace numbers are very clustered. I like to combine the GSR with the pace. So I think the 5 horse Incentive, I mean, you're getting 8-1. This horse is going to be very dangerous. Great trainer jockey. I don't know them, but you can see there. The one horse is taking no love as the top EquinEdge pick, and then the 4. So I don't, Oldie, for me, looking at this, I would just box the EquinEdge picks based on these prices for me.
Yeah, I mean, I like the 5 a lot. The 1's top pace, so I think it's tough to ignore that. And then the long shot, it is a maiden race. I actually, I don't love the gate work on the 4, but I do see, since these are all first-time starters, the other horse to take notice of that's top GSR is the 3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, pace number is still in the 40s. So again, you have a lot of these. I like the 5 over the 1-4, Oldie, and then I would save and just kind of box them as a saver. I think the 5, though, is the 1 you're getting this insane price, man. It's wild. 18-1. This horse getting no love, has the top pace number 9%. It still has a 55 GSR.
The question is the 2 getting back? Because the 2 was 5-2 on the morning line, so I guess it isn't that somebody knew something, so to speak.
Or the public just wants to bet this horse because it was the morning line favorite.
Yeah, no, that's distinctly possible. Let's see, the 7 was at 10%. I don't like the GSR on. The 10 from the outside could be dangerous if it doesn't break out too.
The 8's another one. This horse 6-1 on the morning line, getting no love at 26-1, only 3%. I don't think it can win. I'm playing the 5 over the 1-4-8, Oldie. That's my play in the exacta. I would also play it in the trifecta. It's $1. It will be $6.
Yeah.
I think the 5 horse though at 8-1, and then I might saver. I think I just boxed the picks too, Oldie.
Yeah, I mean, for me, maybe I'd play the 5 over the 3-4-1.
Well, walking in is the Dirty South, one from the outside.
Yeah, 3 has top GSR.
Yeah.
A little bit of panic to Jetty Black Moon, the 3.
4 horse freaking
He
out.
had backed out. Now gonna have to try once more.
We'll jump to Laurel, Jeff, if we have time. I think we may miss it, but we'll listen to this Ruidoso race.
Final 2 incentive and Corona's
Yeah,
5
Lexi.
loading next.
incentive walks right on in.
The 2 horse just
Corona's
getting
prize
smashed
goes
at
to
the window.
outside. We'll complete the full gate.
I mean, not smashed. It was 5-2 on the
And
morning
that's
line,
the
so
opener.
7-5 isn't that outrageous. It's not like
Three's
it's 1-2.
moving around now, and that set off the 5 and the 1 and the 4 now.
Well, the 4 is going to be scratched.
Gates popped open on the 4, but the assistant starter.
Maybe,
Or maybe
man.
not.
They just closed the gate back up.
Gate closed back up and to reset everything.
Jockey fell off the 5.
Yeah, I
And
see that.
Board for incentive. Said once more for the opener. They're running in an even break. Early speed for Pandemonium V, Jetty Black Moon, and then Cyclone to the inside.
3 gonna
should've-
win.
Yeah.
The 10 running a big race too, but 3 gonna win.
3-1, I think. 3-10. Top GSR.
Yeah, it goes off at 7-1. Good call.
Should have played that better, though.
All
That
right,
could have been a nice exacta.
Laurel. Somebody mentioned the 10. Jeff, Lexi, good to see you. Welcome. Thanks for stopping by. Jeff, the 10 horse, even money. Going to be coming off the pace. We'll go to Gulfstream after this, though, Oldy, maybe because we have the pick 5 coming up, correct?
Correct, yes.
Well, they're approaching the gate. We'll watch this Laurel race. I didn't look here at Laurel at all just because the pools are so small. I haven't looked in a long time, but it is a claiming race. You know, the 3 is 1 for 23, probably doesn't have a shot. I mean, there's pace in the 4. Source 1 gate, wire to wire, gate to wire, and a 40 SOR will have to improve. The 2 has some speed, but looks like it's probably going to stop.
I like the 9 a little bit.
The
I mean,
8 horse.
I'm using outside. That's an outside post, though.
I don't think
Going
the
1
8 horse.
turn.
I don't know if the 8 horse can rate. Would you say the 9?
Yeah.
One
Granted,
last
it's a
out
big
in
layoff.
48. I mean, that horse, I mean, had been racing good. One last out. I mean, this horse could run a good race. The 10's the favorite, 31%, dropping an SOR, but has not been running. The 6 horse getting no love, could get some pace to chase. 5-2 on the morning line. Bet up all. I'm taking the 6 just because of the value, Oldie. Purely because the value there of getting nearly 10-1.
I think the 4 is a little interesting too. Being
Yeah,
lightly
I'm with
raced in
you.
the long shot.
The 4 on the lead could be interesting.
I didn't get it in time. I tried to play a 4-9 exacta.
Cavalry Command on the inside, and he rolls. A Street Hustle with early foot at the extreme outside. A Glorious Mahomes is moving along in the second flight, too. Mongol Magic is now in the 5th position. Here in no further races, back of the pack now, and Naptagar in the far outside about the 3 or 4 path, and Rascally Rebel at the tail of the field, squeeze back a little bit there to the far turn run. Cavalry Command from Street Hustle, the lead just in that. Cavalry Command, 3 furlongs left to go. Street Hustle there on the outside. Street Hustle's now put the blinkers just in front now, and
Looks like the system
Street
knew.
Hustle with 5/16 left to go, taking a lead from Cavalry Command
Right?
outright by length and a half. He
System
rolls
loved
a
the
super
8th.
good and a driven Glorious Mahomes is racing in fourth, and Mungo Magic down to the inside, and here and no further
92.
in between horses trying to run on for a share too. Rascally Rebel on the inside past the furlong marker, and Street Hustle strutting his stuff and opening up. Street.
I don't know if it did no, but
I think
well,
it had the
28%. Okay.
yeah,
Huh.
28%.
Yeah, for sure. Wow. It knew something for sure.
All right, so we have Tony's last leg at Belmont. We have Gulfstream.
Let's start talking Gulfstream just to get through these tickets. I'll watch the screen over here for Belmont, and it looks like they're a few minutes away. But what do we have? 10 minutes still Gulfstream? About 15 minutes. So
Yeah,
Oldy, I think that's your ticket, correct?
correct.
Okay.
So and actually I was originally singled to the 4 in race 8, but the scratches in that race took a lot of the pace away. So I
You still
thought
have
I
the
needed
pace of the 8 and 7.
right, but there was more
Yeah.
towards
The
that
one,
top pace.
yeah, the one had pace. I have
Yeah.
notes there. In the 5, I don't think I had a shot, but yeah, I was gonna single that horse too, Oldie. The 4 horse, Bart's Dream,
Yeah.
but I'm not sure if that horse is gonna get up in time going one turn like that. Was my
Well,
only concern.
I mean, my concern is typically that, but it is on the synthetic. The horse does have a win over the synthetic at this distance, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Oldie, your exact at Riodoso paid $91 for a buck.
And I did not play the 3 on top.
Oh no.
I had played 5 and added the 3. Yeah, that when we talk about bad betting, that's bad betting. So the 4 did get up in time against 50s, and this is 54s, at 5.5 furlongs, and then went up against way too tough, and now is coming back down to a reasonable level. Also gets Zayas, and we saw that what Zayas can do a couple races ago with that one in race 4 as well. And I think the 70 long shot, if that horse were to get the lead instead of the 8, I think both horses are going to go, but I think the 7 I think has a little bit of a chance if it can get to the lead coming out of Maker's Barn onto second time Larry Bates here, and hopefully Sonny Leone will be aggressive with that horse.
Yeah, if the 4, the 4 just has to, I would say, I almost singled this horse. It just has to break okay and has to show a little bit of speed, which it did last out, right? It didn't get way back, and that was the 60s. So, head churn, my notes, if you toss the turf races, right, from an SOR perspective, I mean, this horse fits, and I'm surprised it's in for a claim, Oldie. But it's the right spot probably for the horse. But that was my only concern here. My
Yeah.
only concern was this horse, like, well, why are they giving up? I mean, this horse, I even had a note on it from back here. Very nice run, watch for next on dirt. And, here, the tab says dirt, but it can run on synthetic, but they put the horse then on turf. So I just say cross these off. But like, that was my only concern with this horse is if it's okay.
Yeah. But it seems to be working pretty well as well. So, I thought the same thing as you. I did not really like any of the other horses in this race. I do have a note on the 7. It's old, and it just says press lead and faded. So I don't know that the 7 can rate. It was the long shot, and it is the second win percentage, and that's why I chose that as the second horse here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think much of the 9. That horse doesn't pass anybody, even though it does not have a lot of pace. The 10 slightly raced, maybe it can do something different, but the GSR seems to indicate it wants turf, not synthetic. And the 2 beat 44s and hasn't been effective against this type of level in the past.
Yeah. No, I'm tracking with you. I ended up singling elsewhere, but I almost singled the 4, and I actually did have some plays on the 4. You'll see my, the 4 over the 9-10. Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of speed, even a trifecta 4 over the 9-10 over the 7-8-9-10. I think the 4 will be tough, but I ended up getting away from it as a single. So it'll be interesting. I play a daily double, the 4 into the 5 in the next race, and I singled the 5 in race 9, Oldie, but let's go back to the first race. Go ahead.
What is Tony alive to at
51 and 1/5
at Belmont here?
It's a good question. I was looking through the chat and I didn't see. So Tony, if you can hear us, let us know. The 5 Skims was the favorite here.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah, I
don't
think deservedly so, but there's some good horses here.
I know he wasn't single.
And then it is Skims in 4th. Atomic and Pharaoh's Heart. And now Mise en Scène comes on through down on the inside of Star Divine. Mise en Scène has taken the lead. Kadisi on the outside. Star Divine in
5
so
is
3 of them
not going to
Skims
win.
looking for a way through. Atomic Blonde.
Of course, you
Might
say
get-
that, and
Skims trying to split
Oh, it is
yeah,
going
5
to get
is going to win,
comes now.
Wow.
Skims
unless
comes
the
on.
1.
Johnny Velasquez
Nope.
to take the lead, then Kadisi and Atomic Blonde, and it is Skims the win.
I didn't know if that horse was going to get through, Oldie, but Jeff, well done.
Yeah.
5, yes, 1. So
Tony had that. I think that this reinforces how chalky. Remember, I said that Belmont was too chalky for me to play.
yeah.
That paid 153.50.
Wow. 103.50.
153.50.
Oh, 153.50 for the pick 5.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that is chalky.
And that's why. So the will pays that was not the worst of the will pays. The worst was the one who was 144.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, talk to me about race 6. You're 236 here. The 4 is the long shot, but I'm not using the 6, Oldie. I don't know if it's going to bite me. We will find out, but you're 236 in the first leg.
236. Yep. 13% on the 6. Second choice. Top it right there at the top of the SOR, so the SOR fits.
Mm-hmm.
It's a jockey trainer combination at 31%. And Edwin is getting off and I don't know if he's being kicked off or whether he's getting off to ride the 6. But Edwin had previously ridden the 3, who's the 1-to-1 favorite right now.
Yeah, Empress Ellie, ends up with Jaramillo aboard. So something to your point going on there, gets off the 3. Proctor uses him, so maybe he gets off the 3. Jaramillo gets used by Crichton. So yeah, I mean, my concern, right, was just the big GSR drop on this horse. It hasn't been on the Tapeta since way back here. It didn't necessarily run great, although it was on an easy lead. I don't know, maybe they send this race. I don't think has a ton of pace, Oldie. You're gonna Zayas. I think is gonna be very aggressive here. Would be my guess on the 5 Ocean Safari.
I mean, this horse looks like it should be on turf or dirt, but its highest synthetic numbers are 8 furlongs and 1 mile and 70. So
Yeah. And I just think it'll be interesting with the pace. in my opinion. I think that's what this race is going to be. Very, very strange. But Oldie, I didn't use, here's my ticket. We can go through the rest of the legs. I went 2, 3, 4, 5. I didn't use the 6. I
Yeah.
just, it's the second EquinEdge pick, so maybe it'll bite me. This horse, I just didn't think a lot of. I mean, GSR drops big, so it obviously probably wants turf, and it was facing too tough. But even when it was back on these synthetic races, like didn't win this race in a 58 on the lead and stopped badly. So I'll be curious if they try to send, right? Because it just doesn't look like there's a lot of pace.
Right.
But so I used 2, 3, 4, 5. I did think the 2 and 3 might be tough. But I used the 4 as the long shot. And then I used Zayas on the 5, Oldie, just because this horse is, I thought, a little bit off the layoff. It is working okay. It's been predominantly on the turf, I think, to your point, but gets on the Tapeta. I think that he's likely to be aggressive. And, if the 4 or 6 don't go, which they might, I don't know, like he could be dangerous, even going 2 turns. But I mainly, I like seeing Zayas get them out here.
Yeah.
He doesn't ride a ton for D'Angelo.
Definitely. No, I did notice that. And I just think that this horse, while interesting, just like the other horse, I think this horse probably doesn't want synthetic.
Yeah, many of them don't. So that's where,
Yeah.
you look at the 2 and 3. I mean, the 2 horse does, and it could be really dangerous here. So
Right.
maybe the 2 gets us both through our tickets.
Well, let's hope with the 2 finds a way to beat the 3 there, just for chalk purposes.
Agreed. All right, let's go to the next leg. I thought the 1 could have been a single Oldie when the 4 scratched. I'm guessing maybe you thought the same thing. I really liked the 8 before the 4 scratched because I thought the 1 and 4 might duel. I really did. Then the 4 scratched, right? The 1's lone speed on the inside dirt. This horse might be a single. You use the 1 and 8 here.
Yeah. So, and I agree with your assessment too, that the 1 could just get away. The question is the class on the 1. And the fact that it's dropped, that it's 1 win came against 26s, which is about as bad as you can get in terms of SOR. It is lightly
stopped, right? Just stopped bad in a 54, but then shows up here in a 40.
Right. And if you look here, it was battling here too on the front end in that race. So if it gets an easy lead, it and clears, it could be gone. But if the 8's able to press it a little bit, the 8 might be able to get up in time, is the way I was thinking about it. But the 8 has a habit of not breaking well. About half of its races, it's broken poorly. And then the 3 is the other one that's a little interesting, the long shot.
I used the 3. I also used the 8 and 9. I actually really like the 9. This horse, look at the GSR increase on the Tapeta, or on the dirt, sorry, off of the Tapeta, and wins easy in a 36. So I think this horse could improve again. I think it could be dangerous, depending on what the pace does. But the 1 may be lone speed now is the big concern. So
right, yes.
I also used the 1 and 8 Oldie, and they used the 3, that EquinEdge long shot.
Okay.
We talked about this race. Let's skip that one since we only have a couple of minutes. I singled the 5 Tapper Light Oldie. This race looks wide open on the win percents. I just thought, this is Luis Reyes from Demona. This horse to me should get a really good stalking pace trip. I didn't love the pace here, even though I like the speed Oldie on the dirt, especially going 1 turn like that. I think this horse is going to sit a perfect trip with Reyes on the outside. Hits at 35%, 7-2. The second EquinEdge pick. if I needed, I would have to use a bunch of horses here because unless you just take the speed in the 1 and 2, you end up with a lot of different horses. But I'm just thinking the 5 is going to sit the trip here off the 1 and 2.
Yeah, and I was 2, 4, 5, 8 here. I did think that the 1 and the 2 could duel on the front end, and I think the 9 might be too wide to participate that much in that duel. It's really they're going to have to work hard to get that horse into that duel. I thought the 8 could sit a trip as the long shot here. It beat 64's last time out, rated, and 1 or 2 times back and won that race. Didn't run last time out a lick, so I'm not sure which horse you're going to get, which is why you're getting that kind of price. But the E morning line likes the 8 as well, so there's 2 things pointing to that horse, and that horse is 2 of 5 at the distance as well.
Yeah.
The 5 that you're singling, my biggest alarm on the 5 is just the GSR.
Yeah,
Just
it's not very good. I do agree, but it tops out in 65, but predominantly is in the 50s.
yeah, and maybe this horse just isn't that talented. I don't know. I thought the 4 it could get a perfect setup here and has been close a bunch of times, but I think is a little compromised as well, but was worth taking a shot on just because of the pace setup here.
Yeah. All right. You are in the first leg here. They're about to go 2, 3, 6.
Yeah.
I'm 2 through 5. 2 horse beating the 3 would be a
Are
good
at the
thing.
gate. It's now post
We'll
time.
see, Oldy. You're going to
On a
be
gap moving in. Race 6 started the late pick 5 today. 4 to 5 favorite is Empreselli. 5 to 2 free data. 5 to 2 love her lots. Penn
It's
Street.
like a cloudy day in Florida.
Free data. Free data. Edwin Gonzalez to take the outside gate. First leg of your late pick 5.
I like the yellow line.
In the gate.
I think it's good talking about in the chat.
They're off.
I think it's interesting.
Empreselli got away well toward the inside. Love her lots won't be far away. Ocean Safari in the purple cap is moving up on the outside. Penn Street is in the yellow between horses and out 3 wide free data. The early trailer La Loba Feroz. And the run around the first turn. It's a jockey Misael Jaramillo and Empreselli who have secured a very easy lead. They're in front by a length and a quarter. Ocean Safari second. Love her lots is locked in third. From the 3 wide side, it's free data from between horses and Penn Street. The trailer La Loba Feroz.
That's about as slow as you can be going, even on the Tapita.
Way of Empreselli so far.
25
in front by a length. Ocean Safari with just token pace pressure in second. They've got free data hung 3 wide in third. At the rail, it's Love Her Lots, followed 5th by Penn Street, the trailer La Loba Feroz. They make their way toward the half-mile point of the contest, and Empreselli struts her stuff on top. She's still unopposed and a length and a half in front. Second is Ocean Safari. Third is Love Her Lots. Fourth and free data. Then La Loba Feroz and the trailer Penn Street. 49-4 for a very casual half mile. The pace starts to pick up. Empreselli with fresh legs up top. She leads by a length and a half. 3 wide and free data moving out the rail. Love Her Lots. Ocean Safari tries to stay with them, but she's being outkicked at this stage. 4 better than La Loba Feroz through 3/4 in 13-2. Up front, Empreselli and a confident Jaramillo turn for home on top 2.5. From the rail, Love Her Lots, down the center, free data from between Ocean Safari. There's an eighth of a mile to go, but they left Empreselli alone for too long. Empreselli is in front and moving clear. Great battle here for second. Ocean Safari game and up back into second at a price, but Empreselli is a handy winner. Ocean Safari.
Awful. The 5 just getting caught in between. I'm surprised that horse, Oldy, was able to get up for second place. I mean, if they let the 3 get an easy lead, you're not gonna beat the horse. Simple as that. Looks like they're loading at Woodbine.
Yeah, they're fighting with a horse.
What are we? Race number 5 there?
Yes, correct. This is your 3-6 or
Yeah.
combo.
Yeah, the 3 and 6. I wasn't a fan of the 7. We talked about that. They are off. Mr. Geller.
Back to the tail is Love the Game at last. Early Quiet Rebel, and showing up in front, Morning Thoughts, away very well Extraction Will, and zipping through is Soup Spoon to head them, and dashing out in front Soup Spoon, now under some containment. Morning Thoughts are half away second. One away Extraction Will. Dragon's Key coming through fast on the inside. Super Headline getting back behind Executive Chairman. Love the Game second last. A length and a half to Quiet Rebel at the back is about 8 lengths off this leader. It's Soup Spooner, Morning Thoughts, who tags beautifully in second, separating from the pack by 4 lengths. Executive Chairman around the outside of Extraction Will. Dragon's Key the rail, then Super Headline. Love the Game is next to last, moving up. And last is Quiet Rebel. Still out in front, Soup Spoon by a length, and they continue on at a good pace. Morning Thoughts is right up in second. 2 lengths away, Executive Chairman making some ground from Dragon's Key, and Love the Game is still winding up. And the one to run down is Soup Spoon by a couple. Got away from Morning Thoughts as they slip for home. And Soup Spoon
I'm
clear.
worried about the
Second
8 there.
placing is Morning Thoughts, laboring now, and down the outside, Love the Game trying to work home, is still trying to switch leads, battling away Executive Chairman, and now they're coming, and Executive Chairman has raced up. Love the Game down the outside, followed by Soup Spoon, who's under pressure. Love the Game late, but the leader still Executive Chairman, and Kazushi Kimura does it on Executive Chairman by
I don't know how you got 7-1 on a horse with Chimera on it.
Yeah, 3-1 EquinEdge morning line. Third off the layoff. I'd won a 40 here, and then Chimera gets on. Hadn't rode, right? Justin Stein had been riding, and obviously
I hated that horse. I had eliminated that horse completely from my. I had a note on it that it was a money burner.
Oh, Carl, have we picked a winner? Yep, we have. Oldy, your exacta paid $91. That was a good one, man.
Well, we may have missed the last. Let's see if they actually went off at Riodoso. I don't think they have yet, even though the system's showing that they have. Let me just look here. Oh no, they did. So we missed race 2 there to have another quarter horse, but this one went to the favorite there.
Let's we don't got Gulfstream for 21 minutes.
Yeah.
Let's look at we can look at Laurel, Oldie. Since we can show this, what they've 6 minutes until they get out there.
Correct, yes.
Carl, Oldie had the exacta at Riodoso. Let's see. Laurel, race 7, Oldie. Let's see here.
Maiden.
Golden Charm, 12%. Go ahead.
I thought this was a really tough race in terms of there were several horses that I thought could win, including the 5 on the front end.
Yeah, Carl, it has been a little bit slow. I don't disagree with you. Well, it's not evening here, but I mean, they're all, 3 to 5 year olds, man. 6 horse, look at the long shot, man. 4 to 5 currently getting bet. Obviously live.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 4 horse not getting much love, but as a first time starter, Sheldon Russell for Brittany. This horse is for some reason not getting any love. Work reports say fine.
Yeah,
nothing
got
like
a nice gate work too.
Yeah, the 6 horse obviously, and the system catches it as the long shot, but boxing, Jeff. Yeah, not.
I think New Rome at 14-1 is very interesting. If the horse is able to get to the lead here.
Hasn't gotten the lead, but I think your point, right, is it just needs to get the lead and might be gone.
That's my thought. It moves, it moves to a higher percentage jockey. It just lightly raced has been in against a better group of maidens. I just think it's a matter of, can this horse get the lead, or is the 3 going to be faster than we think second time out?
For sure, probably can improve. Win percent goes up from 9 to 12%. GSR still good, right? Good.
Yeah.
Trainer jockey. I mean, fine. I don't. Looks like trainer or jockey switched, but 20% trainer. Boyce is riding the 6 old. He only hits at 4% in 51 tries.
I saw that. Yeah, that's alarming, to say the least, if on your favorite.
I mean, if we use GSR, the 6 is up there, the 3, the 7 only being 3%. I mean, I find it hard to use a horse like this when you have another first time starter that's 37%.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have to cut it like this.
I mean, could the 7, unless they're hiding the works, it really hasn't shown much at all in these works. Slow gate work too on Celtic Warcry.
I don't see the 7.
And the 2 I don't see at all, which probably means the horse will win. But but at 16%, top pace, top SOR, right? In range on GSR. I think the 5. Well, it's getting bet down now, but I think the 5 was worth a shot there.
I mean, it's hard. The 6, obviously, it's going to float back up maybe now. The 3 gets off turf, onto dirt, can improve. Second time starter, maybe prefers the dirt, but definitely can improve. I think your 5, I think there's going to be a lot of speed here, right? 5 going to be outside the 3, which that would concern me on the 3, but maybe this horse can get position and rate. That would be my only concern on the 3. The 4 and 6 to me, Oldy, are the horses that maybe sit the trip. I'm gonna land on the second pick, the top win percent, the 4, the first time starter. What's the price? 5 to 2. I mean, the 3, I would guess the 6 floats up, Oldie. This probably live money though. I mean, this horse took a lot of money early. I bet you this horse probably floats up to 3 or 4 to 1 if the 3 and 4 end up taking late money.
Well, the 5 is now down to 9 to 2, and the 6 is floated up to 5 to 2. But let's see what happens on the next jump here.
I'd take the 4, Carl. I don't disagree with you. I mean, it's not a great betting race. Although I would say getting a little bit of a price on the 4. I mean, the source is 9 to 5. If I'm getting 3 or 4 to 1, to me, it's worth it. From this source is by far the top win percent. You're getting obviously great connections. The horse isn't really standing out because the money's going to the 3 as a second time starter, but that race is only 12%, or the horse is only 12%. I think Oldie here, right? Just how good is this horse?
Right.
Does it fit here? Does it not? If it doesn't and it stops and the 3 presses, I'm just thinking the 4 goes around him. So I think, Carl, for me to get 7 to 2 or 3 to 1, to me, it is a race to play with the 4 horse.
So I'm taking a shot on a 4, 3, 4, 6 exacta.
I'm going to play the 4 over the 6. Looks like they're loading one horse.
Try to get I Can Do It squared away.
There's the one
Or
horse.
that's the 2.
Yeah.
Still New Rome, Too Many Kisses, and Celtic
Oh,
War.
And that 2 will not be in this race.
I Can Do It.
The
All
2
It may
just
not
slipped
even be
up.
worth playing in exacta. I'm actually gonna cancel that at this point because you're gonna have all that money pour in
You know,
on a
horse didn't
5-horse
dig it.
race. And this is going to be a pretty decent delay because they're backing everybody out. When it's the inside horse like that, I don't know why they just don't leave the stall empty
Yeah.
and run the race.
I mean, they could just remove the I don't know, what do you call those? Like you just hop up there and remove it and just run the race.
Yeah.
2, I Can Do It, late scratch. Race 7. Number 2, I Can Do It. Now late scratch. In the 7th race at Laurel Park, scratch 2, I Can Do It. On advice of the veterinarian at the starting gate by order of the stewards. 2, I Can Do It. Late scratch. Check your wagers. Refunds, win plays, show exacta, trifecta, superfecta. A consolation double will be paid with a 6th race winner, 8 Street Hustle. To number 2, I Can Do It. 8-2 will be good for a consolation double. If you have the 2, I Can Do It at the pick 3, the pick 4, the late pick 5, the rainbow pick 6, you'll get the favorite, final odds favorite. I Can Do It. Scratch.
See, I mean, Carl, for me, if I can get a somewhat of a value on a horse to beat the 3, I mean, this horse is the top EquinEdge pick. So, but with the scratch, I mean, the 4 jumps up to 40%. The 3 is just still sitting at 13%. The problem that I see with the 3, Carl, is this horse is going to get pressed on the inside from the 5. And it's going to have to be much, much the best, which maybe it is, to be able to run with the 5 and be able to get away, where I think the 4, Sheldon Russell, is just going to sit back and let those 2 horses go and just go around them. So I think, even though it's a maiden race, you could still try to visualize it, right? And what's going to happen is the way I think about it.
Makes sense.
I have the workouts too, my brother. I do. And they're not going to tell me a lot based on what it shows.
Reloading now, race 7. Late scratch is a 2, I Can Do It. Golden Charm, and now 3-2.
Six about to toss the jock now. Here's your 5, Oldy, loading without the jockey. Jock will hop aboard.
Northern Glow in New Rome.
No, they may try to have another horse to act up in the gate here too. That's the other risk. If you don't run right away and you reload, is that you have that happen multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
In or off. New Rome quick away and Golden Charm racing down to the inside. Too Many Kisses away. Third position just outside of the top pair. Inside is Northern Glow, only 3 lengths in the front, and Celtic War Cry trailing the field. New Rome sets the tempo. New Rome 3 parts of a length. Golden Charm take it back a bit in second, and Too Many Kisses cruising up on the outside in the clear, the 2 path. 2 more lengths in Northern Glow, 3 more, and Celtic War Cry trailing the field. Into the turn they roll. New Rome now going unopposed, leads it by a couple of lengths. New Rome from Too Many Kisses, and Golden Charm nose to nose for second as they round that far turn. Northern Glow's trying to get going, only 4 from the front, and it's way back at Celtic War Cry's got to pick it up. Top of the stretch now, and it's New Rome put to pressure. New Rome, Golden Charm on the outside. Too Many Kisses out 3 deep, and Northern Glow still got a shot. Here's Northern Glow down to the inside, moving
Come on,
along
baby.
third, and now splitting rivals. Northern Glow bursting through.
Bye-bye.
Northern Glow and Sheldon
Yep.
Russell putting ahead in front. To the outside, Golden Charm tries to stick with a second.
Good call.
New Rome is back in third. It's Northern
Yeah,
Glow and a triple for Sheldon Russell. Northern Glow to win by 3.
Oldy, in the coaching classes, I try to, like, if you just take that and you visualize it, right, and you say 5 gonna go, I think for me, I just, I don't know if this horse really fits here, right? Might fit on a draw,
Right.
but 3 is not going to get the lead. Ends up really kind of dueling in a way with the 6 right behind, and then tries to rape. But Northern Glow, right? Russell takes back and then just has a ton of horse to go forward. And I think, Carl, my point, right, is I will I don't play place very often, Carl, but like if I'm getting 3-1, right, on a horse like that, the system, right, is telling me this horse should be 9-5. To me, that's a bet all day on top, so
Yeah.
I don't know, Oldie, that's the way I look at it. So, but
Yeah,
Carl,
I mean,
there was your winner. Carl had asked earlier. Thanks, brother. I appreciate it. Go ahead, Oldie.
just the 5 did run pretty well on the lead. It just, I think, too much pressure and too much pace, maybe a little drop for that horse, and that horse might find the right level.
Jeff, that's not good, brother. Yeah, I think the 5 just probably needs a little drop, would be my
Yeah.
guess, right?
I mean, and that's
So,
basically what I'm saying is,
yeah. We missed Belmont. All right, let's go. Let's stay with Gulfstream, Oldie. We talked about the 1 horse here might be able to wire the field, but you use the 1 and 8 here in your pick 5. I also used the 3 and 9, but I think
Yep.
this horse it's going to be interesting. The 9 is the current favorite at 3-1 though, Oldie.
yeah, that's, I mean, maybe it's early betting too. I mean, there's still 6 minutes to post, but that's kind of surprising. I feel like the 9 was the original E long shot in this race, though.
Maybe I had started. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I have my notes here. So it definitely, it probably, when the 4 scratched, it totally changed the dynamic of this race, right? So maybe when that 4 scratched, the system switched to the 3, who you talked about for a minute, Oldie. This horse is actually fairly interesting. It does have a lot of layoff lines is the problem, right? And actually physically, there are blue layoff lines now here, right? But that's the, I guess the concern here, but, it's an Arundel horse. It's a homebred, I mean, it is, I thought, a little bit interesting, and then ends up as the long shot.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. It is a little interesting. We'll see what happens here. I mean, this could be an interesting race. Maybe at 6 furlongs, the 1 might be, I might feel better than 6.5 furlongs, but that just might be in my head too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I mean, Jaramillo, so we just saw what Jaramillo did last race, Oldie. He sent the 3 to the lead. He's always been a very aggressive rider. So you would assume here he's not going to let Grand Rock get an easy lead. But Grand Rock, this is wild. I mean, this horse is 8-1 currently Mogaloo as the second choice with Amicio Jaramillo, right? And he's going to sit here, and I would guess he presses a little bit, even though they're both Barbosa horses. Like, I don't think he's going to let the one get a loose lead.
Yeah. No, I think that's possible unless Barbosa gave Baffert like instructions for only one of those horses to be on the lead, but maybe the 8 may not want the lead, and and I don't know how much he's going to press because of that either.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, he traditionally hasn't been on the lead, but you can see here, if you go back, right, Armio rode back here, was near the lead, and the horse finished third in a 46. So this horse is dropping in SOR, second off the layoff. You know, somebody like Grand Rock, he rode this horse last out, right, and ends up jumping over to the 8, and Vasquez ends up riding the 1 where he had rode it. So they both have been riding the 1. I don't know, I don't know who gets their choice, right? Like in this situation. But the funny part is the 9 though is 2-1, Oldy. And we talked about this horse last time getting off the Tapeta and end up on the dirt and was a completely different horse, which couldn't you, like, if you saw this, Oldy, wouldn't you love to get 13-1 on a GSR increase of 27?
Yes, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And it's probably something we would have had, and actually we were on the air that day, I believe, or no, that was the Thursday. That was the day before the Oaks. Because I was going to say, if we were on the air, we probably would have played that. 100% we would have played that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, big GSR angle there. So this horse is taking money. 2-1 is wild, though. I didn't expect that horse to take that much money. I thought this horse definitely had a shot, but the 8 race, this horse gets to dirt and the GSR goes up 9 points on the 8 horse here. So this horse, I mean, getting 5-1, it's taking money now, was 8-1 is pretty wild.
Yeah, I mean, to me, the betting in this race is kind of upside down. That I'll say this about the 9, the outside posts on the going 1 turn, even with the scratches of the 4 and the 6, and having no speed, that's a tough game to play.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
At Gulfstream.
Yeah, what slides in 2 slots to the 7 hole with the scratches, which I think will help, but I don't disagree with you. I mean, those outside posts can be very, very tough.
Like I could easily see that that horse running well, but not quite getting there because of the post position and the fact that horses that with that low of early pace just don't win at Gulfstream, and then on the dirt. And then you add that you have Sonny Leone there, and they're only 6% as a jockey trainer combo too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, let's, Kenneth, we can give a Ghost Ruidoso 3 minutes. All right, hold on.
We have
Gulfstream is in 0 minutes, but we all know what that means. We will try to, we've already talked that Gulfstream race, so we can look at the Ruidoso race. I mean, the morning line odds maker here, obviously having a bit of trouble, put this horse at 12-1, Oldie Devon's Cartel, and is currently the 5-2 co-favorite. A bunch of maidens. This horse definitely has the top pace with the 2 JD Zoom Zoom Zoom.
JD Zoom Zoom Zoom.
Top GSR. I would guess that the 1 is going to be tough here. Has been racing and was in a Derby trial last out 2 weeks ago. Not even 2 weeks ago. Has a lot of second place finishes, 3 of 7 tries, has been a lot of trial races. So this horse is getting to easier company here ends up in, a state bred kind of maiden special here, facing all these others. It's a big pace advantage. Looks fairly chalky to me, Oldy, with the 1 and 2 horse here, to be honest.
Yeah, it looks like the 1 to me.
Two horse probably can run, I would say. Win percent jumps from 9% to 33%. Big layoff, which I wouldn't necessarily be too concerned from a quarter horse perspective. But the one on top, that EquinEdge picks look to have it to me. Would be my comment, Ghost.
And it is always nice when you can look at it and see that the EquinEdge picks seem to have it too, because then you can move on and really focus on another leg if you're playing a multi, or look for something underneath to come in at a price.
Yeah. Looks like Santa Anita is coming up too, Oldie. Race number 9. Maybe we'll jump there after Gulfstream, because I have a feeling Woodbine's going to get caught up, and it keeps kind of overlapping with Gulfstream Park.
And we always say, well, we wish they coordinated things better, but they're just not going to. No matter what we say, that they're competing for dollars, and they're not going to give their competition, let's say, even a moment's break to take part of that pie.
Yeah. All right. Looks like they're headed to the gate at Gulfstream. I will jump over to the stream. 9 horse taking a ton of money, getting bet all the way down, Oldie, from 10 to 1. Your current favorite at 8 to 5. Looks like it has a good shot. With all that said, I do think the 1 and the 8 horse here are going to be very dangerous. 1 should be on the lead, but 8 horse gets over to the dirt. GSR increases well. The 9 had a big GSR in the dirt, but I think the 8 might be a little bit classier, Oldie. That could. I don't have all the faith in the world in the 9 horse.
Yeah, like I said, I don't like the 9 horse from that post.
It's now post time. Lining up and moving in for race number 7, starting leg of today's late pick 4. Money's come in for 9, Ford Attitude under jockey Sonny Leon. 7 to 2 on Mogaloo, 4 to 1 Grand Rock. Into line goes Legend, holding at 6 to 1. Late pick 4 starts here with a pool approaching 50,000. Runaway Tom and Fort Attitude the next 2. And then drawn outside, It's Me Again will complete the line. It's Me Again to complete the field.
Hello, is it me you're looking for?
They're at post. And they're off. Ford Attitude was away quickly, but not quicker than Grand Rock, who's driving forward to take the lead from Mogaloo in second. Splitting horses as Allagash Run, hard ridden into the top flight. Allagash Run on to challenge for the lead. Runaway Tom is off the speed, only a length and a half off the pace setters. Then Legend moving out the rail. It's Harry's on the beach. The early trailer is It's Me Again as they make their way to the half-mile point.
That 9 horse.
Out the center, Allagash Run within a neck of Grand Rock. They're stacked and packed behind them. Mogaloo is 4 wide. Runaway Tom has no place to go. At the rail, Harry's on the beach. Legend tightened up for racing room. Meanwhile, Sonny Leon remains in the clear on Ford Attitude, and he's charging up 5 wide. 22 and 4 for the opening quarter. Ford Attitude on a move with Mogaloo, trying to get Allagash Run and Grand Rock. From behind the speed, Bracho looks for a way out on Runaway Tom. Harry's on the beach, is at the rail, a gap of 3 to Legend. Last of all is It's Me Again. To the top of the stretch through a 46 and 3 half mile. Grand Rock has the lead.
One
Mogaloo charging
game,
at him on the far
man.
outside.
Yeah.
It's Ford Attitude working home as
2 needs
runaway town.
space.
He's now down the center at the
Come
rail.
on,
Harry's
8.
on the beach. Plenty of
4-1.
hopes here with an eighth of a mile to go. Grand Rock trying to turn away Ford Attitude and Mogaloo. Mogaloo up for a narrow lead. Grand Rock fights right back. Grand Rock is still in front.
The 2
Mogaloo
Barbosa
hasn't
horses,
got
but
by
it's the
yet.
8.
But now he surges forward,
Boom.
and Mogaloo gets the final call.
Hey, we were
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, man. They the speed on the dirt like that, is always so dangerous. The 1 was so game. I mean, great race there, but the 8 with great trip. We talked about that. Megaloo able to kind of sit back. So
Yeah, the mistake we made there was not when we like 2 horses, not playing an exacta there when they're not the favorites.
we're jumping to Santa Anita, y'all. We just Oldy hit an exacta earlier. Carl, well done, man. Trifecta. Yeah. I like it, man. Good job. Yeah, 8. Great trip there. Pick 5s, move on, Oldy. Well done. Nice little trifecta for some of the viewers. So let's talk Santa Anita.
Yeah.
Golden again is the favorite. This horse was taking a lot of money early and continues to do so. I thought Summer Daisy was a little interesting here, Oldie, at 12%, not in the EquinEdge picks. I did think this first race was tough. I didn't necessarily narrow down to a horse I could single or anything. I would be spreading in any type of horizontal.
So do you want my pick 5 here?
Yeah, give it to me. Let's do it.
Budget 120, but it's going to end up at 112.50. 14578 over 1 through 3, 6, 7.
Okay. Oh, hold on. That's the wrong race.
I was wondering there. I didn't think I'm like, did I leave off the 5? No, I did not. Over a single of the 2.
Yeah,
Speed and a turf sprint. Excellent huge work on that horse. The 2, not the 1.
Yeah, no, I got you. I thought Noble Reflection was probably the single too. I'm with you.
5 through 7, and then 1, 4, 7 in the last.
So there's no 1. So
no, 5, 7, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
No, you're good.
And they make fun of me on the days I'm the one controlling it. That I.
What was the last 4, 6, 7?
1, 4, 7.
All right, there we go. Yeah, I'm with you here. I mean, I like your ticket. I'm curious. So 1, yes. 5, yes. 6. Yeah. I mean, I didn't think the 2 was much here. So no 6. The EquinEdge long shot.
Didn't like the 6 here. 2 for 21 lifetime. Seems to be leveled about a 48. This is a 60 group. Would have to take a big step forward.
All right, next race, Whiskey Wild. I thought was really interesting, Oldie, as a first-time starter. Glad he used it. Maiden race, the 6 horse, 26%. This race was pretty wild. I didn't really like the 3 at all. I thought the 6 and 7 as prices. I get the 1, I get the 2, so I'm good. And I would have probably singled Noble Reflection here as well. I did think the 3 and 4 were a little bit interesting, but I don't see how anybody's going to catch Noble Reflection, right?
Yeah, I mean, the 3 I thought was really interesting. May just on the class aspect catch that horse. Same with the 4.
Mm-hmm.
The 4 is a grade 3 winner, but a grade 3 winner going a route, not sprinting. Does have a win down the hill sprinting in 2021, but that was a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that I trust Barrios in this situation. I pretty much only trust him when he's on the Chosen Vron. When he's on that horse, he seems to always make the right decisions. When he's on every other horse, I just can't trust him. But he is up to 15%. And he has ridden much better the last couple of years in California than he was riding at Gulfstream.
I swear I was doing the coaching class and they're about to go, so I'll flip over.
Two
And
more left to load.
he was riding in
Awesome
like
Taylor
some
walks
random
in at
track
7-2.
in the Midwest or East Coast the
Here's
other
Summer
day.
Daisy
It was
to the
yesterday.
outside.
Yesterday. Like, I'm almost positive that he was riding like a Delaware or something.
They're off. Dendera hopped in
I
the air.
believe it.
Awesome Taylor began well. So did Ice Queen, who takes the lead. Golden again comes
Did not
in.
have the 6 getting the lead.
Summer Daisy fourth,
Yeah,
racing on the
well,
outside of Rose Barton.
Probably why
Clear
the
of
rail
Keen
is
Lady.
out today
Built
here.
different, second to
20
last,
feet.
and
So
Dendera at the back of the
you
field.
can see they're saving
Ice
the
Queen
inside of the
sets
course.
the pace, leads it by a length and a half. Tracked by Awesome Taylor in second.
Saving for what is the question? The track closes in
And again now
2
fourth,
days.
3 lengths off the lead. Summer Daisy is next, 2 lengths clear of Keen Lady, Built Different, and another couple to Dendera. Down the back stretch.
I mean,
it's
maybe the
Ice
6 just
Queen,
needs the lead. I don't know.
uncontested on the front end. Has it by 2 lengths over Awesome Taylor in second. Rose Barton a close third with a
I would have
half mile
thought the
to
1 would have
travel.
been up on the
Then
lead.
Golden again in fourth, followed by Summer Daisy at the rail fifth, just 3 lengths off the lead. Built Different, Keen Lady, Dendera. Rounding the far turn,
But they're
it's
running
Ice
about a
Queen,
6
the lead a
furlong
half
sprint
length.
pace right
Awesome
now.
Taylor getting a little bit closer in second. Golden again, hard ridden, but up to third. Down at
Seven's
the rail comes Rose
line,
Barton,
but
followed
very
by Built
wide.
Different. Dendera caught 5 wide, and in behind her comes Summer Daisy. They're at the top of the stretch, and it's still Ice Queen in front. On the outside, Built Different has a clear shot. Also Golden again in it. Dendera on the outside, and Rose Barton. Ice Queen keeps on going. Golden again, a final try. Ice Queen, Golden again, come for the wire together, and on the inside,
Whoa.
absolutely flying Summer Daisy. There are
I have
3
no
judges
idea.
on the line.
No
Golden
idea.
on the outside, Summer.
Maybe the 8.
The 8-1. Yeah, I mean, that was I talked about that horse just very briefly, right, Oldy, at the very end, but that was I thought that horse had a massive, massive shot, but I think you got the 8 up the rail. You can see
It looks like it was 8.54. I'm sorry, 8.56.
Mm-hmm. I'm almost positive the 8 gets it here. We'll see here in a second, but the Bob killed it. Well, I don't know.
I don't know. I can't see the.
Can't tell there. What do y'all think in the chat? Yeah, I hope so, Tony. Like, it was very close. Bob, 8,
I was definitely sweating not using the long shot there.
I think the 5 got it. I have a feeling that the 5 horse got the best of the Bob. I bet the 8 doesn't get a good Bob is I think what happens, y'all. You could see the 8 like
it's the angle though. I don't know that you can tell from the angle because the angle's behind the finish line.
Yeah, I was looking mainly on not this view, the other view. I think it's going to be 5, but
yeah, I think it was the 5 too. At least from that angle, I thought it was the 5.
Right
Live,
here,
I thought it was the 6 actually, but
see the 8's ahead, but then the 5 gets it there. Like I
don't know.
I think it might be too late, but we'll see, man. Either way, you beat the 6, which is what you needed to do. Well, I guess I don't know. Maybe who knows?
Maybe they did get down. This view is useless though because it's behind the start finish line. It's not parallel with it.
Mm-hmm.
But give me an aerial view. That's a 5. Good call.
Yeah, to me, y'all, the 8 just like got a brutal Bob. Like the 8 was much the best there, right? But got just a brutal Bob. Like was ahead and then got the worst of it. Yeah. Oh, Summer Daisy came flying. Yeah, the 8 was 7-1. I know, Tony. That was brutal.
Tony. We finally thought we got a price at Santa Anita there. Interesting pace advantage at Laurel coming up here.
All right, let's
maybe
jump there.
Too fast.
The 4 horse at Gulfstream in the next race, Oldy, is the current favorite. So we're going to see if either one of us were kind of correct related to is that horse going to be the real deal or not. Laurel
I was
race.
4-7. What were you there? Were you just singled? No, you weren't.
No, I didn't single till race 8. So I thought, or race 9. I thought about singling race 8, but no. I had a few horses. All right, Laurel race number 8, the one horse. What a 27-point pace advantage, Oldy.
Long shot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the 6 is a really nice horse too, though. Wins over 66s, almost beat a 68. 6 is going to be really tough there.
Yeah, got second last out. That 70 may be a little bit too tough. 4-horse field. One going to be on the lead, on the rail, has been on the rail once before, but didn't get the lead. This horse breaks well, is very fast. Off the claim again, is protected this time, though. So Lacey, Gadet, Gabby's, what's this, her mother?
Sister.
21% off the claim is now protected, Oldie. So obviously, going to be ready to go. I don't disagree with you on the 6. I'm not, the 5, 0 for 2 at the distance. That SOR is very low. Did win last out at 5.5, but I don't necessarily trust this horse. Like, what happened to it? It was winning and then it was not running and then it won.
I mean, did it get hurt in that grade 3 race, or did it just get demoralized or something? I don't know.
Mm-hmm. But then it just didn't run at all in these 60s. Right. I don't know. I don't trust that horse.
And the 4 is going to be running late, but you can see several instances where it just doesn't get enough pace, and it doesn't get there.
Crossco riding for Robert Reed. Yeah, that's a big pace advantage. I guess it's going to just be dependent on how much pressure the 6 puts on the 1. If it's going to put a lot of pressure, if it's just going to sit off, and the one horse I do think, to your point, Oldie, it could be really dangerous here on the lead.
I will say, so the one last time out carried 126, but in its previous 2 races had carried 116 and 119, and run significantly better than it did with the extra weight. So at 123, I wonder if it might not get the lead.
As Beneath the Stars flashes,
close.
Throws speed
it's going to get the lead. It had to work
the Stars now grabs the lead from Self-Isolation to the final opening furlong, and Tepid Daydream is in third. Deco Strong down to the inside, and Juror number 4 is in the back, only 5 lengths on the front, heading into the turn where it's Beneath the Stars.
Right now, the 6 seems to be sitting in a perfect position.
And Tepid Daydream trying to gain on that speed from third position as they round that far turn. 3 more lengths back, and Juror number 4 just at an even
One
pace
still
at this
in
point.
hand, though, Ollie. We'll see if
Strong trails the field.
It still has
3 furlongs
here
from
when they
home,
let
and
it
it's
go.
Beneath the Stars ahead in front from Self-Isolation and Trepid Daydream attempting to join.
I'm going to say no because the 5's about to go by it.
Juror number 4 at Deco Stars.
Even though it's going to go super wide.
Stretch now. Beneath the Stars cuts that corner. Self-Isolation drifting a little wide. Self-Isolation a neck in front of very game. Here's Intrepid Daydream trying to come right at Self-Isolation now for the final furlong.
Well, 5 was ready to
Self-Isolation
go.
in front of length and a half, and Trepid Daydream can't get by. Self-Isolation.
Well, whatever happened to the 5 in those 4 races, it's healthy again.
All right, Gulfstream in 10 minutes. We will get there. Well, we got Belmont.
Got Ellis coming up, or Riadoso. Well, Ellis would be, or Belmont. So I don't know which one is more interesting. I believe this is the race where there's some prices to be had on the workout report for the 4-star works, especially the 5.
Yeah, Savannah Marie, 3%. Taking money, Oldie, 10-1 off a 12-1 morning line. What about the 11? Cruise Missile. That horse is taking money for Diodoro. Christian Torres rides. Obviously live, getting bet down to 6-1 currently.
Yeah. I mean, the note on, so that was also a 4-star work, but the note on the 5 to along with the workout is, basically that he was killing the other horse he was working with. You also have a
Mhm.
Lucas horse, the 4, and the 10 also has a 4-star work for McPeak. And just looking at that McPeak horse, it seems to want longer. It doesn't look like a sprinter to me. This is a
Belmont,
Mendelssohn. Probably not
this
much. Go ahead.
this race, Oldie, I mean, I have no idea. I mean,
Yeah.
you have, I mean, there's I guess the 6 is raced twice, but I mean, this horse for Hancock's 0% right now, but I mean, there's a lot. I mean, I would guess there's some nice horses in here since they've moved over from Churchill to Ellis, right? On some of these 2-year-olds, but
and I could see the 3 too. There's some big works there for Lobo. But the current favorite is the long shot, who's the Dwayne Lucas horse.
Saez rides, yeah. I mean, GSR has the 8 on top. It's John Enos horse. I don't know how I'm guessing he does probably okay this time of year with babies. I always find him interesting at Keeneland, y'all. He can pop sometimes, but yeah, and Scott, I know Ellis is Churchill.
I mean, there's some good works. I will, it does seem like they're working this horse out of the gate a lot, even though the times are good. Maybe the horse is slow coming out. And I noticed that as well. There's 3 gate works on the 3 as well. But, from what it sounds like the 5 can rate too, based on the note in there in the workout report. So I'm gonna take the ride with the 5. I also saw some post position results for Ellis, and in 1-turn races, it's very similar to non 1-turn miles, so 1-turn dirt sprints, very similar to Gulfstream as favoring the inside posts.
All right, we'll listen to it. Hold on, let me pull it up, y'all. They at the gate yet?
I couldn't even get the video. No, they're not. I couldn't even get the video. Oh, they are now. Sorry, Riodoso came up when I hit Ellis after Ellis erred on me.
Lyrical Pardon and Mortastic, the first 2
They need to do something to stabilize their. Oh, there we go. Whoever, they need a stabilization thing on the other camera, though. What I don't understand, though, just because they moved to Ellis, why did they not keep the Churchill branding for things like the Pick 6? I really like the late afternoon, evening Churchill post times on Thursday nights because I do that class.
Yeah.
It's nice to have a couple Churchill races, and now at Ellis they're starting much earlier, like 1:50 Central.
Savannah Marie hesitates.
It's a good betting race. I think it's going to be interesting. 3 going to be fast and go. I do think, for me, the Enos horse is a little bit interesting. I think, Oldie, to your point, the 5, 10, and 11 all are big workouts. McPeak has the 10, not a big GSR, but, you know, I wouldn't be surprised to see the 10 run well too, but it is probably tough with the outside post there. Oldie, I would guess, doesn't necessarily. Did that horse have not a ton of pace, but
Last one in will be Judy Elaine.
Trav don't want to load.
No, not at all. Don't want to move.
Elaine just a little bit reluctant to move in.
It's a big field.
One of the assistant starters just jumped off another.
And now she's in. They're in the gate.
Spot.
And they're off. Streaming now. Shoots right up for the early lead. And has it from Pino's Little Girl, who moves up into second. Lady Moscato comes away in third. And then to the outside comes Cruise Missile, who's made it up into fourth. They're joined down at the rail by Foolish Front Fifi. Lyrical Pardon is right there in the thick of things as well. Another gap of 4 to Judy Elaine. And then comes Savannah Marie, another 3. Back to Shake It Baby, who's racing near the back of the pack. More tastic.
I don't know if the 5's going to be able to
Beautiful
continue
dancer.
this run, but
Action as they head around the far turn. Streaming now, broke on top, has it through an opening quarter in 22 and 4. Streaming now comes to the top of the stretch in front and taken on by Pino's Little Girl. In behind them, Lady Moscato looking to work off the inside with 3/16 to go. Streaming now turns them in. Lady Moscato second. Out the center comes Pino's Little Girl. Late rally from Savannah Marie inside the final furlong. Streaming now, still in front and still strong. Streaming
3
now.
made it just
And her
gate
other
to
rounds
wide.
Go on to take it here. Wrapped up in the end to win it by 4.5. Lady Moscato's
3, 4, 8 ran good race at 20 to 1, Oldie.
absolutely.
All right. There's Gulfstream. They are in the paddock. 4 horse, big favorite, Oldie, 2 to 1. Not surprising. We talked a lot about this horse during the pick 5s. You are alive to the 4 and 7. Correct?
Correct. Yes.
I'm looking at I am 4, 7, 8, and 10.
Yeah, I think that I could see that. I think the 9's a little interesting too.
Yeah, I had that horse. Like, it was the last horse I cut. My biggest thing for Happy Runner was just, it did win last out. Maybe like it could come back and win again. I mean, that happens, right? It did get a win by a DQ though.
Yeah.
Outside post, it's dropping, or it's coming out of that dirt race back to the I guess first time to PETA, to be honest. So that was my concern with the 9, but I didn't disagree. I don't disagree with you. This was the last horse that I cut. I originally was going to, maybe get rid of the 7 and 8, but if one of these horses gets loose, like, it's over.
Right.
And, that was my concern here. So I didn't necessarily love anybody on top. I do think Wow Wish, even going to be in the 8 post, this horse is probably the horse that is probably the most overlooked. I would say, Oldie, the GSR does drop, but his 3rd-time starter, it did win last out in a 44, over at Tampa on the turf. It's coming off the turf, though, onto the PETA. But I thought this horse might run well. Meneses hits at 36% for Sanchez. Yeah. So, but I used it and didn't use the 9. So,
yeah, and I'm looking at maybe I should have used the 8 instead of the 7 as my second choice there. But 21% at 6 to 1 versus 35% at 2 to 1. But yeah, I see it too. The 8 did. Can't really rate, but, did come close against 60s, but there may have been on the turf though. And it may have been too that there was a huge pace advantage there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, its win came back here in a 40 and then, but it has been facing tougher. So, it's going to be interesting if again, I think if the 7 or 8 get loose, it could be really dangerous. The 8 looks like it should get the lead. But they're going to be going fast. And that's where, obviously why the 4 is taking all the money. Everybody expects this horse to sit the trip. I think if it doesn't, the 2 is 10%, but I think the 10 could. It does have some speed. As long as it breaks okay and finds a good spot, it should get a good position.
Well, I think the 3 is going to go as well, and maybe faster than we think. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly where I was going with that. Obviously has to break well. Obviously, taking a big step up in class probably would be the definition of cheap speed. But I think that could push this pace to something pretty brisk.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I don't know if the 10 can rate at all either. The 2 scares me a little bit.
Yeah, Bourbon Therapy. One way back here in a 44, and then it's just been kind of racing at similar levels, and it has shown that it can pass horses. So, but it's not winning is my concern, right? At this 35,000 claim, a similar win percents or even higher, and just not able to get there. So, but yeah, it all points to the 4, but I think as we talked about, Oldy, it looks like the real deal, but is this horse? It did run here, and it probably needed this race, right? But as a 2-year-old, it's now coming back as a 3-year-old. It's facing 3 and up. Is it just much the best? But they put it in for a claim, and maybe that's the right spot that D'Angelo puts it and gets Zayas, and they're willing to move on. I would assume this horse probably going to get claimed. It looked like it had some talent, but then really couldn't compete, but it was probably in over its head, right? It wins its maiden as a 2-year-old, and then they go into stakes races, and, maybe they could have found an easier race. They come back in an optional claim and it runs okay. And then they drop into a claiming race. So.
And I'm looking right now to see if this, actually, let me look at the change tab first, see if this horse is first time gelding as well.
Oh, it was. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. So that might be why they put it in for a tag. Maybe they thought this horse had a future as a stallion, and then they had to geld it.
Mm-hmm.
Both the 3 and the 4 are first time geldings.
All right, we will turn it over to Announcer Pete. They are loading. Oldy, I'm singled in the next race. You have 2 deep here. You are 4 and 7 here. I am 4, 7, 8, and 10. I do like the 5 in the next race. If anybody wants to play pick 3 or daily doubles, I think have some potential there.
The horses are. It's now
Seven's a big horse too.
A lot of gap moving in. Race 8, starting leg of a late pick 3 offering, where Bart's Dream is favored. Second start of the form cycle for trainer Jose D'Angelo, who's looking for his 3rd training victory of the day. 2-1 on the very quick son of Chitu. It's Cruisin' Man. Happy Runner going forward in the colors of Breeze Easy LLC. That leaves just Wow Wish to complete the line. Wow Wish is up. He's in, and it's time for the late pick 3. And they're off. Perfect start. From between horses, Cruisin' Man, ridden hard for the early lead. Moving to him is Happy Runner. He's now into second. From the outside, it's Wow Wish. From between horses and Happy Runner.
I'm not sure if anybody told the jockey on the 7
back
that he
there,
needs
Bart's
to lead.
Dream, Bourbon Therapy saving ground toward the inside of him. Lord Eddard Stark is up and by both of them. The early trailer has got to like him. To the far turn they go. The opening quarter went to Cruisin' Man. He's challenged now by Wow Wish. They went 22-2 for that opening quarter. Happy Runner is now third. He's launched into the clear 3 wide, and he's on the go now. Happy Runner looming a threat 3 wide, back to fourth best defense. Then Lord Eddard Stark. Gotta like him is next. Toward the back of the field, Bart Stream with Bourbon Therapy. There's a quarter of a mile left to go. Still plenty of hopes here as they straighten for the drive. Happy Runner drifted wide off the corner. Lord Eddard Stark is a huge price he's charging as Happy Runner has the lead. Happy Runner with an 1/8 mile more to get. Lord Eddard Stark
There's
Not
enough.
one
50-1,
lick.
and he's still gaining. Final 16th of a mile. Happy Runner trying to turn away this bomb. Lord Eddard Stark out of time. Happy Runner wins. Happy Runner.
Well,
That was the one I was worried about.
Yep, I agree. J May, the 3, yeah, that was going to be tough on the 3. I saw that. The 4 had all the concerns in the world, dropping in there for a claim, showed why, didn't run. 9 much the best. We talked about that horse, Oldy. It's my concern was the GSR, but it's had a perfect trip. The 10, pushed the 8 there, and they dueled 7. Needed the lead, but wasn't going to get it. So. All right, we got Santa Anita race 2 coming up. Oldy, your pick 5.
You
Let me
need
pull it up.
to
How much was it?
1250. So it is 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. There.
Yep. Okay. It's an interesting race, though. I think it'll be a good one to watch. We got 3 minutes, you all. You are 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. The 5 is, or sorry, the 3 is the current favorite. 3 to 5, Oldie. 7 took money and 6 taking money. The 7, the most, is the first time starter. Both these, I say, Oldie, are EquinEdge plays because they have big win percents as first time starters.
Yep.
versus this field of pretty much nobody. It's interesting, Oldie, when you look at this. The 1 is also a first time starter, and it's the second EquinEdge pick. So the system is really calling out the first time starters here versus these other horses.
Yeah, no, and it just may be that the other horses aren't any good. I think the 3 rightfully is with the pace advantage, and it's getting JJ. Those are probably the 2 reasons that horse is sitting at 3 to 5 or 4 to 5 now. But that being said, there are other options here, and this horse hasn't won for a reason so far. And
Yeah,
I'm a little scared I didn't use the 5, who's the other Doug O'Neill horse, that I get beat by the other O'Neill horse who's a second time starter and going first time blinkers.
Yeah, probably show some more speed. Was 28% last out, though, and drops to 8, right? I mean, that you would hope that horse wouldn't drop that much, but that's a big win percent drop. A lot of that obviously being picked up by other horses, right? So the first time starters dominating here in the win percents. They have upwards of 60% of the EquinEdge win percent.
Yeah, I mean, just the DeSormos are only 3% together as a team, or 4%. So but the system likes this horse anyways. I looked at it, and this horse, I believe, I think it was had several, or at least one stakes winner in the family, and some of that stuff. So that might be one of the things the system's picking up on. I've never heard of the damn old time Chicago, but yeah, DeSormo. Kent DeSormo's a 19% jockey, and he's 4% with his brother.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I mean,
And
you see that, and it's like, man, maybe they shouldn't be teaming up.
yeah, and I don't know this the trainer on the 7, but it is the long shot, And the horse is getting bet. Currently at
Yeah.
3-1.
Quinn Howie, California trainer, Maldonado is going to be aggressive out of the gate here. And I mean, this horse is live, I would say, right at 3-1, Oldy, 22%. Good works, right? You can see a bullet here in its last over at San Luis Rey. They then come in here to Santa Anita. It looks like they're about to load. I will flip it over. Good luck, Oldy, in your
Thank you.
pick 5.
Well, let's get the 1 or the 2, though.
Yeah, I think, Carl, you were asking about the 2. I mean, Vasquez is riding that horse is 10%. So in a baby race like this, I mean, 100% the horse is getting overlooked. It shouldn't be 20-1, in my opinion.
Well, again, all the money's going on the first pick and on the long shot.
Brunch with Amy, big price, 20-1, second EquinEdge pick. That horse, those are always dangerous, in my opinion, when they show up in the EquinEdge picks.
Whiskey Wild coming up. And they're in the gate. And they're
2 and the
off.
1 crash into
Perfect
each other.
start.
Yeah, I
Whiskey
saw that.
Wild,
Yeah, the
Kathira
7.
flashing plenty of early
Maldonado
speed.
just sent, man.
Down at the rail, Cocktail Cutie had joined third, and She's My Niece is right next to her in the purple colors. They Are For Sale is the gray, moving up now within 3 lengths of the lead and 3 wide. Brunch with Amy is next, and it's a long way to Autumn Chill. It's Whiskey Wild, 3 furlongs from home, leading the way. Kathira in pursuit second. They Are For Sale has made it up to third. Cocktail Cutie is down at the rails. She's My Niece next to her. And Brunch with Amy starting to pick up a bit of momentum. Has 7 to make up with a quarter of a mile to go. And Whiskey Wild continues to lead. Kathira, They Are For Sale, 3 lengths back in third. They're in the final furlong. Kathira trying to get by Whiskey
Remember I said
Wild.
that O'Neill
Kathira,
second time
white blinkers
starter?
in between up to take the lead close to home.
Before
And
he
now
wins.
starting to edge away. They Are For Sale. Brunch with Amy on the outside. It will be Kathira. Kathira wins it by 2. They Are For Sale second. Brunch with Amy, an oncoming third. It's a photo
Had the
for
wrong
fourth,
long
Whiskey
shots.
Wild, and She's My Niece.
Well, the 4-horse Oldie ends up, 6%. Drayden Van Dyke for Ryan Hansen. Maldonado was live there on Whiskey Wild, sends, but kind of set it up for Kathira, right? So
Yeah.
3-horse, She's My Niece, didn't run well at all.
And, the 1 and the 2 kind of took each other out at the beginning, too.
Yeah, 1 ran a good race there after getting bumped really bad. On the rail, a horse to watch. You could see he was closing there. So, all right, Oldie, we got maybe we'll close it out probably in 20-ish minutes. We'll watch Gulfstream Race 9 and then maybe hop off shortly after.
Sounds good.
Okay. Let's jump over to Laurel. We can watch this race. They're on the turf. We'll have to handicap this one on the fly, but it looks like a maiden claiming race. A lot of horses that have not been on the turf, including the 6th, the EquinEdge long shot, disputed claim, Oldie.
I think the 11's really dangerous here.
11, 40-1 currently. Tell me, is the pace?
It's all pace in a turf sprint. Top GSR as well.
0 for 21.
Top GSR.
Probably
gets caught.
Been on the dirt.
Yeah, probably gets caught or not aggressive enough of jockeying. But I mentioned this at Belmont. The combination of top pace and top GSR, meet long or winning at 40% when you can find those 2 combos together.
Wow. That's quite the angle. And this is at Laurel or this is at Belmont?
This is at Laurel, but that's at Belmont. But I just haven't done the data for every place else. But this might be just a quick $5 win place show on the 11. It does like to finish second, and there's still value at second place there on that horse.
Money matters. There's your results at Woodbine. 3 over the 4, 31-1 over 17-1 at Woodbine.
Crazy.
Yeah, I
Bombs are
mean,
flying right now.
they are. I'm going to assume this horse is going to struggle on the lead because it's been racing at these SORs, and it gave it up here in a 38 on the lead, and it hasn't gotten the lead, but it kind of gives it up. So I think it's going to go Oldy, but I think this horse is going to give it up. So what I'm going to do is see who's going to come off the pace. Can the one do it? This horse is dropping in GSR. It was on the turf last out in a 44, but it couldn't really run here on the dirt. You get back to these turf races, and it didn't run great. I'm not going to land on the 1 at 15%. I'm looking maybe at the 4 or 6. So the 4 is the top EquinEdge pick. It's 0 for 7. It's been sprinting its last 2, right? Third off the layoff. I mean, ran well back here, but it didn't run in this 38. It didn't run in 46. So I don't necessarily like that. But the 6 horse gets over, but that's a massive GSR drop, Oldy.
Yep. I think the 7 might be a play.
Oh, like I don't love seeing the GSR drop like that. That's pretty brutal.
Yep.
It's the lowest GSR for the horse on the
Well, and the other thing is none of these horses seem to want turf.
Oh, that's I was kind of interested in the 6. It is still the long shot. So what about the 9? Bubba Chrome taking some money, Oldie, from a 20-1 morning line.
Yeah, but I think taking money off dirt form and wasn't beating, easier on dirt with a higher GSR. So in theory, this horse should not be, it's going from maiden 12 to maiden 30 here. Taking some money, but again, I think taking some money because nobody knows where to put their money here.
The public is betting the first time starter 12 horse, Oldie. Currently going to be coming well off the pace. Looks like they're about a minute to post. This horse is 3-1 currently. Does have a okay GSR, looks to, have a good turf sprint number, has no speed per the pace figure. So it will be interesting on what type of speed this horse shows. I'm going to still land on the 6, Oldie, as the long shot, even though this horse may not like the turf. I don't know where else to go. If I had to pick a horse, I guess I would pick the 6 because this horse is dropping an SOR.
Right.
And
no, I agree.
The win percent goes up. I mean, but it definitely doesn't seem to want the turf. So it's going to win easy maybe, or it's not going to run a lick.
I'm taking my shot on the 11.
Okay.
And just hoping that it stays up for a second or third place finish. And I should still get a decent payout.
Money, we talked about the 9, Bubba Chrome. Might have a shot. I thought the 9 might have a little bit of a shot.
Yeah, I didn't like the 9 at all. I'm saying that because I'm putting it in the winner's circle. Like when I called the God, what was the name of that McPeak horse at Churchill? The trash, and then it won. The only trash pick of the day. So the 9 is the only trash pick of the day.
Bubba Chrome.
Shout out to Matt Dinnerman.
That was great. That was Matt's big play, and that horse ended up winning pretty easy. The 4 horse, I guess, it shouldn't hop over this horse. I mean, it definitely, it has a turf number. It's not dropping. It just hasn't been winning. But so it's probably, I mean, I think the EquinEdge picks here. I'm looking at the 4 or 6 for me. One of these horses to sit off the speed and the speed stops. I see Storming Chrome may end up going off as the favorite, but And Carl likes the 11 with you, Oldie. So they're jumping on the turf course. We will see here momentarily what happens. But your 11, Oldie, is 30-1.
34-1. I believe it just moved to.
I'm gonna play the 6, and then I'm gonna save with the 4-6 exacta.
All right. I'm just straight win play show on the 11.
I mean, gets back to the turf, and
It is 7% too.
yeah, the only problem is it's been like 15 to 20 to 30 in its last 10 races. Where this horse was racing at Charlestown. Wow.
Yeah, and
Much different racing there on the dirt. So
yeah, but was able to get the lead at Charlestown, or yeah, a couple times.
mm-hmm.
Storming Chrome is in.
And somebody thinks claimed this horse and moved it to
Poppy B.
to the turf at Laurel. So somebody thinks
Theo
it can
loves the
run on
winner.
the turf. I mean, it's not like race 3 at Laurel where the system had the Ness horse at first time starter at a low percentage, but Ness had been running it, practicing it at Parks for its workouts, and he shipped it in. And he's not going to ship in a horse, a high percentage trainer like that doesn't ship a horse in to a particular spot like this
Mm-hmm.
unless that horse is live. The 5 is acting up. See, now the problem is if they scratch the 5, we have to reload this whole thing.
I think he's just bouncing around back there. Carl, good luck, brother. The Oldie and my pick combining them. I like it. Sonny Leone. Yeah, he's not a lot of people's cup of tea, Scott. I don't think many people will agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, he had the one perfect ride, and otherwise he's not. He's still riding in Ohio.
Blame BB in. Swift Dancer.
Might be back there, man. Where was he riding at? Thistle?
Thistle and God, what's the
Accelerative course rail 70.
Belterra, I think too.
I like it, Carl. Win and lose together.
One out.
Here we go.
Second finish. And they're off. Swift Dancer and Upside Down Man, and Poppy B up on the inside, flashing early speed. Poppy B is chasing along there. Swift Dancer, Poppy B, Upside Down Man is third, and Storming Chrome is next in fourth. And to the outside is Blame BB, is racing along in fifth position, passed by Disputed Claim now up on the inside, and now it's Disputed Claim out 3 wide into the far turn run, is within a couple of lengths of the lead. Storming Chrome is settled about midpoint now.
Have horse.
Winner is next, and followed by
we need the 7 to move. Get out.
And one more way back there. Free gift with purchase. Top of the stretch with a quarter of a mile left to go. And it's Swift Dancer. Swift Dancer holding a narrow lead. Upside down man trying to get by. Center of the track is Disputed Claim. Driven along in third. Storming Chrome trying to get home there from fourth and between horses. Is coming willingly now. Storming Chrome on the chase of Upside Down Man. Upside Down Man's got the lead with a furlong left to go. Storming Chrome extreme outside. Blame BB levels off very late in the game. And also Bubba Chrome is right there splitting horses. Upside Down Man. Upside Down Man. And Bubba Chrome in the photo with the second wire finish.
My
Storming Chrome.
My crap horse of the day almost put the 9 in the winner's circle.
I think the 7 won, but
yeah, it's a tough beat for those of you who had the 9.
We'll see here. It's close, Ollie. Very close.
You know, if the 11 finds a field with a little less speed, I think it would have been dangerous there. Great
Ooh,
bob, but no.
I don't.
Numbers coming up.
I think it's
Race
the
9. Hold
post
all tickets
though,
submitted
or
for
It
is it?
is, yeah.
3-0.
It
It's
was the
either
It's going to
7.
be posted.
It was the 7.
Oof. Well, that was close, y'all. That was nasty. That was a WTF, Scott. I don't disagree with you. Pleasanton is racing, y'all. The fair circuit is back in full effect.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, I mean, I guess it gives you some West Coast racing when Santa Anita closes down.
You know,
All right, let's close
Grant's
it out
Pass
here.
is also running today.
What'd you say?
Said Grant's Pass is also running today.
I saw that.
And there's some interesting ones this weekend too. Some fun tracks.
Yeah, the summer racing is here. It gets a little crazy. All right, Oldy, this was my pick of the day. This was my single. You know, but it's a bummer. We didn't get there with the pick 5, but that's
Yeah.
all right. 7-1 though on Tapper Light here. You know, I just really thought that this horse was going to have a great pace to stalk. Reyes rise for Debona, you know, lightly raced, you know, was the favorite here and just misses in a 64. Didn't run in a 66 here last out, you know, and I looked and I didn't watch the race, but you know, that would be the only concern. But in a way, I was going to forgive this race. I think you talked about a low GSR, so weren't really sure. But this is where I'm landing. You know, the pace of the race, the 1 and 2 are not taking much money. So, you know, the EquinEdge pick like the 2 on the speed, which the dirt can be very dangerous. But everybody's landing on this 4-horse Oldie that's I don't really know. I have no idea. I don't know. Why is the 4 the favorite? I mean, Samantha and Brian like the 4 as well here, but I don't know. I don't see the 4 at all.
I mean, I was 2, 4, 5, 8.
Okay. Well, you talked about this horse, Miles of Smiles. That's right, Oldie.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, I mean, 11% going be coming off the pace on the dirt, but we'll see.
But there is a lot of speed. The theory would be that there's a lot of speed there.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, it's the same as the theory that didn't play out on the synthetic in the last race. You know, at 11% there, but no way should that horse be 2 to 1. That horse is what, 1 for 11 lifetime? Yeah, 1 for 11 lifetime. You know, I'd look at either the 2 on the lead or the 8 can rate.
And the 8th EquinEdge long shot. I mean, we talked. This horse has shown that it can kind of rate stock, right? I mean, we see that it did that 2 back in a 64.
Yeah, and even though it's the 8, it's actually in the 6th post as well because of the scratch of the 3 and the 7.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. So moves in a couple slots should help. Looks like I was just checking where they're at. They're just coming out to the track. Brian, you like the 925? It's going to be interesting with all this speed on the inside, Oldie. I think it is. You know, I think it's gonna set up for somebody to win. I would not be surprised though to see the 2 horse still run a good race and hang around near the board. You know, for Safi and Zayas, but I think somebody might come over the top.
Well, and the other horse that's now co-favorites, I don't see at all, and that's the 9.
Oh yeah, trust me. I thought this horse might show some speed in that outside post. It's off a 10-month layoff for Fox,
and you know, hasn't shown the ability to rate. Isn't one of the 2 fastest horses. Going to have to be hard used from that outside post, because it looks like it needs the lead. And again, it moves in a couple spots, so it's a 7 post, but um, the outside posts eh, are better with speed, but still, it seems like a tough spot.
Yeah.
And
I'm sticking with
13% at
the
2 to 1 is not something you typically would take.
5. I mean, that 4 horse you talked about there is still the current favorite at 2 to 1. Looks like just jumped up to 5 to 2.
Eh,
Um,
I just threw a win place show on the 8 at 11 to 1.
I like the 8. I think that horse is gonna. I think will run well. I'd put it underneath. I'd play the 5 over the 8 would be my play. Maybe save with them both. I like the 5 on top, but I think the 8 could run a great race.
Yeah, I mean the question for me is just, and I like the 5. The question for me is just the GSR. Has it been against less talented horses? And, is it, as a 3-year-old, is it more of a hanger too?
Yeah, I mean, something happened here, so you definitely have to
That's
get.
what I was about to ask. What happened last time out?
I don't know. I didn't watch the race. I mean, didn't run well at all, though. You can see that. I mean, Reyes continues to ride, though. So I mean, from that perspective, I don't know. Can't. It was in the 4. Maybe 3 path. I don't know. I don't know what this means. RDN 5 path, like.
Well, and let me tell you one other thing that is a little bit alarming to me is the horse is only, it's been a month since the horse has run, but it only has 1 recorded work.
Yeah, I saw that. I mean, you can see that they were working it well up until April. So, yeah, I mean, I don't actually know. I mean, I see what you're saying. I mean, they definitely gave it a little bit of a layoff, right? I mean, they
Yeah.
they give it what, 3 weeks basically? Yeah, about 3 weeks, and then it works once, and then it doesn't get to a race for 2 weeks. So why did it not work again? I don't know. It's a good point.
And, was it, was it nursing an injury or something like that?
Mhm. All right. They are approaching the gate, y'all. It's been a pleasure. A good day.
Yeah.
Hope everybody has a good Father's Day for all the dads. Oldie, happy Father's Day. I hope you
You
enjoy
happy
some.
Father's Day as well, Justin.
Thanks.
And any football, or not football, baseball tomorrow for your son?
They're done, at least for now. There is a summer ball season, but I don't think they're gonna play. It's kind of it's only during the week, which is nice, but timing wise and stuff, it gets a little crazy. But no, they'll be off. They're gonna start getting ready to play basketball. They'll keep playing baseball. We've been playing the last couple nights in the cul-de-sac with the neighbors.
What about, are you doing boating this summer then, or what's your summer plan?
Yeah, my girlfriend Steph's sitting right here. Yeah, we'll head. She has a house over on the river, right? And probably hang out on the water, probably hang out at the pool this weekend. It should be good.
We've been up and down with the weather, and more on the downside than the up lately with colder weather too. So
Chris
yeah,
Chris said
go,
the 5 worked at the farm, Oldie.
okay. He has no doubt about that. Not at the farm across the street from him, though, I hope.
The horses
I don't
are
know, but
at
it's
the gate.
8 to 1.
It's now post time. A lot of gap and moving in for race number 9. Late daily double starts here. 2 to 1 Miles of Smiles. 2 to 1 Trust Me. Trust Me just went forward. Miles of Smiles in the red and white colors of David Russo going forward next. And then Mama Maria draws the outside and will complete the line. First half of the late daily double. Mama Maria They're in the gate. And they're off. Excellent start for Trust Me, and on the comeback try, she breaks well for the lead. Sonicus is going to move to take over, however, and Gitana is in tight toward the rail. Away in fourth, it's Mama Maria, sandwiched between runners. Divine Connection had to tap on the brakes. Dapper Light went up and by her with Miles of Smiles down inside. Olga's out in the center at the last of all spots. She's about 6 lengths behind Sonicus, who has the lead. To the forward turn they go. Sonicus by a length and a half. Trust Me is second. At the rail, Gitana is now third. Mama Maria improving her position 3 wide. Olga is next around Divine Connection and Tapper Light, and Miles of Smiles is last. 22-1 for a rock-solid opening quarter, and Trust Me, within a neck of Sonicus at the 5/16. Mama Maria is in striking position third. Gitana's at the rail from Olga, who beats a retreat. Miles of Smiles has a ton to do, and time is running out. Off the turn and the stretch drive, Trust Me appears ready to roll in her 3-year-old debut. She's an eighth of a mile from home. Vasquez asked her to finish it up, and she says, Miguel, I've got you covered here. It's Trust Me, the daughter of the big beast. She's running up the score. A very impressive 3-year-old debut from Trust Me. She'll win with lengths to spare and something in the tank. She was...
Well, much the best, Oldie for the 9-horse. Took the money, wasn't EquinEdge pick, but 13%, and was by far ready to go.
Yes. Word was out.
All right, y'all. It was a pleasure. That was good, Carl. I do agree.
Yeah.
We did not finish on a high, but the 9 was much the best. It was a pleasure, everybody. Happy Father's Day. Have a good weekend. Oldie, it's always a pleasure. Any last words, Oldie?
No, just happy Father's Day to everybody. Hope you have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week.
All right, y'all.
Thank you for tuning in.